Connecting to the cloud. We're recording to the cloud. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. This is the behind the scenes. We are 10 minutes until the main thing, right? JP's pouring something. We have JP in the house and Linda, and that's it. Hopefully Shane and everybody else will get here, but it's 10 till. So I was just saying, I'm shaking. What is that, JP? Sprite zero? Sprite not zero?
Good for what ails you.
That's a good idea. Let me go and grab a drink. Hold on, I'll be right back. You guys can talk.
Okay.
You guys can talk.
Linda, I overheard something about your pastor. He passed away, I think.
About what?
You said your pastor passed away. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I hope you guys don't ever think that me not participating in the chat is anything other than I just can't keep up with the chat during the day. Like, it moves so fast, and I'm.
Oh no, I know you're working.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good. I know you're there or whatever. It's yeah. I just get on there and that's with Kevin, whatever, and we just kind of go back and forth, hang out. It's all good.
Yeah, I still need to figure out how you guys do these, what do you call them? Memes?
Do the what?
The little pictures.
Okay, I see your little boy. I see him behind on the couch, yeah.
Don't know what y'all were saying. I'm back, so I'll have to wait until this thing goes out on paratalk.org to hear what y'all were saying. Hope you didn't say anything bad about me.
We're talking about you the whole time.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
You went away, we started talking smack.
I'm sure you didn't.
Like,
it's amazing when you get up, after sitting down for a while, you get up, you're like, oh, man, I guess I need to go to the loo. Didn't even realize it.
Your little dog gets that stuff by his eyes, too, like my dog does. Mm-hmm. I call him, everybody has weird names for stuff, I call him bookies.
Eye boogers, yeah.
And I call them bookies. So I have, like, baby wipes that I use, to wipe his eyes.
Little eye boogers,
yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, he always gets that stuff in his eyes.
Yeah, my dogs just recently got that. They haven't had that in a while, but I don't know why, but I guess dogs have allergies too. Maybe it's an allergy thing.
Little ones are more susceptible to it, yeah.
Aww.
My Chunks, he's got that long hair and everything, like JP's dog, and he gets the cookies in his eyes, so I have to, every other day I've got to check it.
If you all are listening to this on a podcast, you really need to run over to clearproptv.com and check it out.
Right?
Because JP had his little dog licking his mouth, and it was really gross.
Hey, Bale. It's adorable. Hey. Hey.
Is my audio working?
Hey, Bale. Hey, Brian.
Hey, is your audio working now, Brian?
Well, I just asked y'all. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What? Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
I got a thumbs up from JP, man. Can you hear me, Sean?
What?
Clear.
Did you say something? No, I can hear you. Hey, I was just editing before. At about 6:30, my alarms went off to get on here, and I'm like, oh no, because I was just editing a video of me doing a hay bale slalom, and I was talking about my best friend, Brian Hay Bale Waller, and
I know that guy.
Yeah, I know, right? Every time that I do the hay bale slalom, I think of you, so, So I was just editing that up, but I didn't get it finished to upload before this thing started, so I can't show you. Oh, you know what? Tommy made it. Oh my God.
See, we're all here for you.
Oh my God.
We'll whatever, we will wing it.
We will wing it. I can't believe we got
what?
Oh, let me share my screen so I can show Brian my hay bale desktop. There.
What's up, guys?
Tommy.
What's up, Tommy?
What's going on? Sorry I'm late.
You're not late, man. You're just on
Better
time.
late than never.
Zoom allow. Wait a minute. Will that be able to what? I don't know. I don't. Maybe I can't share it.
What do you? Oh, you're trying to find the video.
Share.
Ah.
There it is.
Would like
Oh.
to.
Oh, okay.
Is it there?
There's like
What are we
way-
sharing here?
Yeah, we got your screen.
Okay. Whoa, hold on. That's too loud. Whoa, that's too
I have
loud.
no idea what all that's about.
I need to turn that down.
Are you using a Adobe Premiere there?
How do I turn off that music when I scrub?
Looks like Final Cut Pro.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyways.
Hey, man. How do
Let's
you
hate-
get the Pierre hat?
You have to be muy oui.
What the hell? That's
special.
awesome.
Well,
I like it.
All right. Well, I guess I need a few more French on the ship.
Oh no! Now we got Zorro.
That's freaking hilarious.
Her, you make
got-
it.
PPG Zorro Grandpa. Uh oh. So y'all guys been playing around with some extra features. I see.
I know.
Dirty matey.
Ah, there you go. He's ready for Christmas. All right.
I'm a bunny rabbit. I'm a unicorn.
It looks like something you would see on Snapchat.
I know. And what is that? What link is that again? I
Oh,
wrote
it's
it
just
down.
it's just the new.
Oh, I like the TV one.
It's just
Clear prop TV.
Oh,
There
there.
you go.
it's just
like
it's the new things that you can do when you upgrade. Oh, cool! When you upgrade to the new Zoom.
Oh, I thought I upgraded already. I have to upgrade again?
Or update to the newest Zoom, I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I upgraded last month.
Well, I can change my virtual background. Check that out.
You are just awesome.
Gosh.
You got double rainbows.
Double rainbows. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Did you
I'm
guys
like
see
lost.
the,
I'm so lost in all this.
We'll go with that one for tonight. Of course,
David-
I do like this. This is from a runway at Aviator.
Nice.
That is pretty sweet.
Yeah, let me get out of the way so you can see it.
That's pretty good.
Lick.
That's
Very
yeah.
nice.
Have you guys seen David Wolf has a video? It's like a recap of the Dave Purden fly-in, and his beginning of the video, he's talking about how he sees this, comes across this bald eagle, and his reaction to the bald eagle is legit like the double rainbow thing. Like he is just
I missed that.
completely flabbergasted by this bald eagle. He goes on and on and on about this bald eagle, probably for like 20 minutes in real life, but he edits it down about 8 minutes. 8 minutes worth of the video, he's going on and on about this bald eagle.
Hey, before we go live, y'all want to see something?
I hope it's not your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, it's his
Yeah.
foot.
Whee!
Oh,
Look at
nice.
that.
You can see the two
Nice.
stitches on the ankle.
Nice.
Nice.
So I got two stitches. That's it. They took a screw out, and right after they took the screw out, the first time I walked on, I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" I got a lot more range of motion. All of a sudden, going down steps was a lot easier.
Nice.
Now we can't say that you got screw loose because they took them out, right?
Ah,
Well, there's still 5 in there, so I could have at least one loose. But you can play on it if you want to.
So you, Brian, you took the screw out yourself?
With
Oh,
a
yeah.
screwdriver.
Mhm.
With a screwdriver.
That's right. An X-Acto knife and a piece of leather to bite down on. Hardcore.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's why I was watching Yellowstone, and she was getting that. Yeah, she's getting branded on her arm, and they had her bite on like that leather thing. That's what reminds me of.
All right, we got Elton John. We're about to go live.
Are we? Are we going to go live today? I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, you're in charge, man.
Oh, wait a minute. We are. We're about 1 minute up. See, I'm used to having more time with you guys.
So now you
So
got your halo.
to get on the show. Mitchell Briggs is waiting. He wants.
Okay, so today we're waiting for David Wolf. He is at an appointment, so we gotta talk about stuff until he gets here.
Yeah.
So, Tommy, are you available to talk about stuff?
Talk stuff.
I can talk about stuff. What kind of stuff we talking about?
We're going to be talking about stuff and things
Good
and
stuff.
junk. All right, let's go ahead and go live on YouTube. Let me log into my account. Are you
This is
sure
episode
you
34,
are?
right?
What's that?
Episode 34.
Oh my God, is it 34 already? It
Big
is, isn't it?
3-4.
Wow. E34.
Yeah.
With,
Look at us for like superstars. Right. I just gotta put my sunglasses.
Paramotor Podcast with David Wolfie. He is a Wolfie. Episode 34 already.
Awesome.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe that we are episode 34. Is
I
that
think I was like episode 26 or something.
it's amazing how quickly time flies. I mean, unbelievable. And
Your halos get me, dude. I can't take you serious.
who has the halo?
You have the halo.
Oh, did I forget to turn the halo off? No, I'm an angel. If you all,
Oh gosh.
I am an
I
angel.
like the TV one.
You like the TV one? So apparently,
That should be your little logo thing. They're probably
I'm
TV around.
maybe that's
Right.
what it needs to be. Maybe we need to have this as the Halo group or something like that.
Oh no.
No,
Looks like we're live.
we
I'm
are
first
live.
I'm the first one to thumbs up.
All right. Well, we have what, 4 people here? 5 people here. We better have at least 5 thumbs up.
That's it.
About 5 thumbs up. All right. I think we are ready to rock and roll, guys. Are we not?
Let's do it.
I do have a halo. Oh, I can feel it. It's like, oh, hey, it's really there. I can feel it. Hey, hello, everyone. My name is Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa. We got a really interesting show for you tonight. As who said that? Tommy said it. We're on episode 34. Oh my goodness, how time flies. Of course, as always, we have Linda Anderson, our cheerleader. Where's your cheerleader stuff?
Oh, I got it right here. Already.
Cheerleader.
Oh, yeah.
Cheer, cheer, cheer.
There we go.
There we go. See, she is truly our cheerleader. And we have to have a technical guy. So our technical guy is JP. Welcome, JP.
Yay!
Our technical guy. We need to have the Brian Haybale Waller. What are you? What is Brian Haybale Waller? We got the cheerleader. We got the tech guy. What is the Brian?
That's it's a specific technique that you do when you're going around bales of hay. When you use your left foot to kick off of it, it's called the Waller technique.
Yeah.
Your foot has to hang completely sideways for it to work. I'm not going to do it again. It wasn't
Not
any fun.
everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that.
Not everybody can do that. We try, but we can't.
It's one of those maneuvers that you have to try once in your life.
Yeah.
No, you can just watch my video and not do it yourself. It's all good.
So hey, Bale Waller, show us your foot that does not have any
Bootless foot.
Yeah, bootless foot. You see your bootless foot.
All right.
The bootless foot.
Nice foot.
I see some skin. Wow.
That is awesome. Congratulations. We're so happy that you are oot of the boot.
Oot of the boot. What are you talking about?
What are you
I
talking
put my
about?
motor on my back and I ran it yesterday and it felt awesome. So
Get up in the air yet?
70 pounds on my back. No, I haven't tried to actually do a forward inflation or anything, but it's coming, man.
I might wait for a little laminar day, like a nice 8-mile-an-hour wind where you don't have to really run, and put any pressure on that leg, and really, like a 2-step takeoff for the day.
Brent's coming in. I see Brent.
We got Brent. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's go ahead and continue.
Let's not forget about me.
Tommy Mosley. He just went blank. I don't know why he went blank, but we got Tommy Mosley. There he is.
I'm here.
He is our resident PG and PPG guy. So he's more of a PG guy.
Yeah.
And we got Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. He's more of a triple X guy, so watch out.
Yeah.
Whoa. Keep your clothes on, Shane. Come on.
Oh, Shane's here.
Don't get me started.
Shane's in the house.
Shane in the house.
And Brent, tell us about yourself, Mr. Brent.
Woo! All right. Maybe he's trying to get his sound going.
Is Brent's audio on?
Brent.
Looks like he's looking at it.
Hey,
No,
Brent,
control to Brent.
everybody's talking about you, Brent.
Brent.
Oh, he's got no audio. Or no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, no audio. All right, so today is going to be a very interesting day, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining us. If you are here at clearproptv.com, it went to my Sean Symons YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the show. There should be at least 7 up. Hey, 7 up. That's pretty cool.
Who's on their phone that can talk Brent through how to turn on his audio?
I'm on my phone.
You know, it's a bottom button on the bottom left that you have to connect your audio or something.
Oh,
Hold on. It didn't look like he was muted.
No, he kept pointing at his ear like he was asking for help.
no, he was probably hearing you saying he's irritated.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
No, he's not.
How's it going, Shane? Man, you doing okay, buddy?
No, today's been a crappy day. Real crappy.
What?
It's going to get better. You'll be able to fly in a week.
Well, my wife had surgery this morning we had to get up at 4:15, I think it was. And the night before, we didn't really get much sleep, so.
Oh, yeah. My man.
Oh, it's
Not the good,
that
not
tasty.
the good staying awake.
Oh.
So this is not the triple X.
Oh.
No, this was
It's like the single A.
this was that storm coming through, and the dogs while we were camping decided they just didn't want to lay down and go to sleep. They just wanted to walk around the camper all night long. And yeah, it was horrible.
Sorry to hear
You
that.
were nervous, huh?
I don't know what they were. They were annoying, I can tell you that.
Well, did surgery go okay?
Are you still alive?
Oh.
No answer. We'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
Too
yeah,
big service, huh?
Yeah, you're so
Yeah.
bad.
No, this is her 4th surgery. She had she got burned like 2 years ago while we were camping. She stepped on a rock and then sat on top of the fire grate after it'd been running for a couple hours. And yeah, she had a couple skin grafts, and then she's got some tissue damage, whatever. So hopefully this last surgery is the one that finished it all. So we should be good. She dropped it like it was hot, though. I mean, it was cool.
Nicely done.
That's horrible.
Shane, you're so bad.
That's horrible.
She
But
said-
so awesome.
She said it was easier to burn fat that way than it was to actually go to the gym. So.
I never thought of it that way, but
That's why I've been failing this whole time.
she just
Shane,
She's
I'm
got to
looking
sit on a
forward to this.
grate.
she wants to win at tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Shane,
All
I'm
right,
looking forward to
guys.
seeing it at the fly-in, man, this week, and meeting you
So-
in face.
Are you going? Are you be up there Saturday? When are you going to be? The 20. That's 26th is the afternoon. We're going to be there.
Are you not camping for a week up there for it, or?
No. So it starts the 28th. We'll be the 26th.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was planning on getting there probably closer to the 28th. Making a stop or two at that weekend on the way there. Basically planning on hanging out for the whole week at the fly-in.
Yeah. We're not leaving until Sunday morning after we get done flying. The following Sunday.
Yeah, I got a few folks that are planning on meeting me there. Fellow named Brooke that I met, and then also my wingman Kevin, that he's planning on coming. So should be fun, no doubt.
What about? So you're not? I don't know. I'm trying to save a couple campsites. I have a buddy of mine bringing his what do you call it? Camper, utility trailer. He's got that, and then I don't know what you got. If you bringing your whole rig.
Yeah, I'm planning on it, man. If I can't get a spot, if they don't have a spot for me to park in the grass somewhere, then I'll find a campground or somewhere close by.
Oh, there's gonna be plenty of campsites. I'm just trying to.
I just need a primitive spot. But yeah, I'm bringing basically a 22-foot travel trailer in my truck.
Which flying are we talking about?
North Carolina. Flight if you got it.
Gotcha. I might actually be at the
Endless.
Fredoneless, yeah. The Fredonia. Is that
Fredoneless.
Endless
Lost
foot
is
drag.
Lost is Fredonia. It's Fredoneless.
Don't laugh at me. I'm just a kid. So yeah, because we might be able to go up there on the 26th and 27th. I don't know yet.
Heck yeah.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. So
Hey, do I have audio this time?
There you go.
Hey, Brent.
alrighty.
Hey, what's up?
There we
You
go.
just didn't want to talk to us.
I rebooted the phone, so we're working now.
Awesome.
Yeah, I told you he was pointing at us, pointing at his ear, right? Right? Oh. What happened to your hand?
Oh,
Is this the
yeah.
the guy with the
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, JP, way to be prepared for the show. Good job.
I was just telling Linda
Good
that
job, tech guy.
I physically cannot keep up with the chat during the day, guys. I apologize. I try so hard, but our chat moves so fast. I can't do it. Like I caught.
Sometimes I check it. It's like you got 100 messages.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, and then by the time I'm trying to read a couple to keep up, and then all of a sudden I have 150 messages, and it's like, why even try?
Why even try?
You guys with your memes and stuff all over the place. I can't.
Well, apparently Brent is kind of famous. He said that, in just a couple of days, he had almost 50 people wanting to friend him.
51. Call that 51.
Paramotor crazy in the house.
And we got Pete Craze. Pete Cray.
Cray.
We got Pete Cray in the house. Man, we got a full house, and I was really worried that no one was going to be here because we were just sitting here for about a half an hour. Just Linda and I, and JP popped in, and we're like, oh my goodness, we're almost ready to go live. And
I apologize. I had some family stuff I had to take care of, so
don't let it happen again.
Family first, too.
No excuses. I just told Kevin no excuses. He needs to join us from the air. So
Oh yeah, Kevin.
we'll see if he
Kevin going flying now.
he does.
What the heck?
David, you just got off work or what?
I did. I just left a customer's house. It's been a crazy day because I was dog sick in bed all day yesterday.
Oh, no.
And I didn't want to go to work today, so I didn't have to do a morning appointment, but they needed me for a 2 o'clock and a 6 o'clock appointment, and they were both turned out to be very large sales, which I'm very happy about, but I'm still very sick. Thank goodness I had to wear a mask because they didn't see all the boogers dripping out of my nose.
Oh, gosh.
So I will have to stop and get some fuel because I was also 5 minutes late to this appointment. So I'm almost out of gas. So it would be really cool live video if I ran out of gas on the show, wouldn't it?
Nice.
Well, you realize that the people that you went to, they watch our show, so they know what's going on now.
So you mentioned
everybody watches this show, right?
We have for being such a very new show, we have a pretty good amount of people watching us. I'm very surprised and very happy, and I definitely appreciate everyone. Real quick, we do have Brent in the house. Don't know if you all know or not, but he's a pretty popular guy. If you do not know his story, I guess we can let him tell the story real quick. Brent, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about what happened to your hand.
First, let me say, I could think of a lot better ways to be popular that would be a lot more comfortable.
I can drink to that.
Anyway, my name is Brent Ferris, and I'm a enthusiast and avid.
Hi, Brent.
What's going on, guys?
It's like I feel like it's an AA meeting or something.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Brent. My name is Brian Waller. I have a compound fracture in my leg.
I'm an addict.
Brent, I almost lost my hand to a spinning prop.
But yeah, so in a nutshell, I was training with Kyle Oakley, and he's a wonderful instructor, and I hadn't fully gotten to where I was independent and in the air on my own. So I'm still a newbie by any means, but I wanted to show my buddy my cool paramotor because everybody's always curious about it. So brought him out to the garage, grabbed one side of it. It's the Renegade paramotor. Grabbed one side of it and started it up, fired up on the first try. No problems. Had the throttle in my other hand. You know, so for those that don't know about this, you know, obviously you guys do, but it's like a brake handle for a bicycle. You pull it, and pressure makes it go throttle go up. Well, as the throttle went up a little bit, I had to reinforce it with my other hand that was holding the throttle, which further increased the throttle. The next thing you know, it's pushing back almost as hard as I can hold it, and I realized that this was pushing against the throttle, so I let go of the throttle, and it spun around. So next thing you know, all hell's breaking loose.
Oh.
Exactly the point when my hand got involved and my side, but I had two chunks taken out of my side. My hand was nearly severed.
Oh.
So it wasn't severed, but it was nearly. I still have use of my. Well, there's much light there. But,
there you go.
But I won't show you the gnarly actual wound. That's pretty gnarly, let me tell you. But yeah, lesson learned on that. I will never ground stoke a paramotor unless it's secured or on my back. And I didn't think it would happen to me. I knew about the safety rule, and I did it anyway. So, yep. That's been my fun for the last week.
So when did this happen, Brent?
Thursday night, a week ago.
Week ago.
So
and
about 10 days ago. Yeah.
Now, you always heard on your back or on your rack, and you said that you train with Kyle, right?
Yeah, I wasn't finished with the training, actually, so to be fair.
Okay. You didn't cover that part in training yet, right?
Yeah, I was still in training. I hadn't finished it yet. So, yeah, all timing thing.
But you didn't think that was going to happen to you, but it did. And we see a lot of people, unfortunately, that, you know, has done the same thing, but they lose the fingers. So you're very, very lucky.
Absolutely.
For all the newbies out there and for all the people that started on the ground, what kind of advice would you give them right now?
You don't know as much as you think you know about how this thing can move. The torquing is really what got me. It doesn't matter. The point is that there's safety rules for a reason, and as long as you follow safety protocols, it's a very safe sport, and they're there for a reason. So, yep.
Well, we appreciate you telling your story. I know that it can be very embarrassing, but we appreciate you coming on. And this is definitely not a, you know, laugh at people. This is a show to help, you know, mostly new people getting into the sport, and people that, you know, want to get in the sport, and they hear about people chopping off their hands, you know, or getting cut or getting hurt. We want to let everybody know out there that this is a very safe sport. You must follow rules. And if you think that it might not happen to you,
think again.
Brent has thought the same thing, but we're really glad that you're okay, man.
Yeah. And I just want to say, it wasn't worth the cool helicopter ride to the hospital. I mean, it was fun, but it definitely was not worth it. So
you got to ride a chopper?
They care flighted me. Medevaced me to 30 miles away to where they had the trauma unit that could handle my situation. Yeah.
And this guy is so awesome. He filmed his medevac.
I did. But hey,
I'll be right there with you, man.
To be fair, though, they had just pumped me with a bunch of ketamine and I don't even remember the drugs they were giving me, but I was feeling pretty good at that point. So
nice.
It's appropriate.
Now, were your injuries, were they limited to your hand, or did I hear the prop hit your body?
It got my hand, and then somehow, and I don't even know how, 2 swipes of the blade hit my side, like right where you have your love handles on your rear side. And they actually put those into
What are you
one.
talking about? I don't have love handles.
I definitely have love handles. They're more like love.
Brent doesn't anymore either, apparently. Chopped them right off.
Yeah.
That's not a good way of losing weight. That's not a
So
good
did
way.
you have to have any stitches on your love handles?
Yeah, so there's two little chunks taken out of there. It's pretty gnarly.
Oh,
Ooh.
dude.
Look at the picture. But they made it into one big circle, took some skin from my leg, and actually applied it to that wound. So
now you only have one love handle.
yeah, I have love handle.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, hey, you're halfway there, brother.
That's it, man. Yeah. But I got the use of my fingers. Thank the Lord for that. And, you know, I'm going to probably make a almost full recovery, but it's not always going to be that way, and it usually isn't. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad that you are okay. We're glad that you filmed everything, and even the fun little video of you getting into the chopper. I mean, that was very scary. I mean, I know that it was funny to look back on, but at the time of watching, it was really scary. But we appreciate you coming on the show and talking about it. Does anybody have any questions about him and his recovery? I know JP does. Brian does. Okay, JP.
From the point where the engine first fired over, how much time would you say you had when it was completely in control to completely out of control? You know, there's nothing you can do. You're trying to, you know.
So I started the engine.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So I started the engine. It's kind of showing off, watching the leaves blow. You know, look how powerful that thrust is. Holding it just fine. And decided to give a little bit more gas. And that's when I had to grab it with the other hand. That pushed on the throttle, and it just literally probably less than 2 seconds seemed like 30 seconds in your brain. And I didn't even know I was injured. You know, it was just after the whole thing fell down and everything went down, and the prop hit. I think it hit my car that was next to it, my mom's car. It broke the window out, and that killed the engine. So I was lucky for that because I had dropped the throttle at some point. But yeah.
How about a damage report on the motor?
From what I can tell, the only thing that was damaged was the actual prop. It's a Helix prop, so yeah.
Ooh. Those Helixes are tough too.
Yeah.
They don't explode like an E-prop. They'll legit like hack your whole hand off.
Ouch.
For real.
So were you by yourself when it happened?
No, he was showing off.
I was with my buddy, showing him the Paramotor. You know, I mean, these Paramotors are cool things, and I like to show them off. I'm sure everybody does.
Nobody's knocking you for that, man. Nobody.
Power, man. Yeah, but I had a rack. I could have easily just put it on my rack that goes onto my trailer hitch. If I had just done that, everything would have been fine. But you know.
So did you try to crank it on your back first, and then you couldn't crank it, and then you try to ground start it, or what?
Well, it sounds like he got it running. He was just trying to blow some leaves around and showing. You were spinning it up for your buddy, right? Just giving it some revs, and it just accelerated a little bit too much.
Yeah, I didn't have the harness attached to it at the time, so my choices were get the trailer hitch out, put it on the trailer hitch, lock it down. You know, take 5 minutes doing that, which I should have done, and that's the way it should have been. And I didn't do that. I thought I can hold it. You know, so yeah, cool choice.
It's crazy how much power these things really produce. You don't really realize it.
Most are 185 on that thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of thrust there.
Yeah,
it gets me in the
air. So.
It gets me in the air, so it's got a lot of thrust.
That's me too. See, I'm not a small guy, so.
I'm on a mountain wing with a Monster 185, so my climb rate is ridiculous.
Well, you don't weigh that much. How much do you weigh?
I'm at 165.
Okay.
I weighed that in high school. I mean, ninth grade year.
Okay, I weigh 265, and my climb rate is about 12 feet a second when I'm flying.
That's what
but our descent, our descent rate is a lot faster.
But what?
Yeah, you're flying faster wings too.
I did want to say one more thing, and I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
Everybody, you know, is unique and they have their own decisions to make. It didn't scare me away from paramotors. It didn't make me not like or enjoy paramotors, but it did make me realize that I don't have the self-control to make sound safety decisions, and I've decided to give up the sport.
No.
Oh, no.
Mm.
I've got
You're
kids,
looking at
and I've got
mistake.
family. I mean, it's my own fault. I'm the one that was responsible. I should have made a good choice. I didn't. And that's typical of me. It's the same reason I got rid of my crotch rocket. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got rid of my crotch rocket so I could paramotor. I don't know what.
Yeah, that didn't make much sense. Yeah, but yeah.
All I always say is think about it, man. The sport is as safe as you make it. And
Yeah, but if he knows it himself, he knows his decisions and stuff. That might be, you know, you didn't.
I can have all the good well intentions in the world, and then ADD kicks in, and then it's like, oh, it'll be fine. And then you lose a finger.
Keep yourself safe, man.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Do what you gotta do to stay safe. So,
yeah, part of me wants to be like everyone else and try to talk you back into it, and the other part wants to be like JP and go, you know, you better than anybody else, and
yeah, exactly.
You know that you make bad decisions on a regular. maybe your decision is correct.
Yeah.
I know I had a crotch rocket and a Harley at the same time, and when I got on the Harley, I was a laid back, responsible driver. And when I got on the 1,000cc sport bike, I was get her gone, you know, popping wheelies at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's second gear.
I know,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
second gear.
That is second gear.
It's no big deal. Yeah, first gear goes to 90, so you know, on a 1,000, that's a big bike.
My mom was glad when I sold the sport bike. I'll put it that way.
I was one of those idiots that you see going on the highway when you're going 70 miles an hour, and I'd be kneeling on the seat riding a wheelie. Yeah. Never had an accident, but I knew that I would if I didn't just get rid of it. Because it was too much fun, too much adrenaline, and I knew I couldn't not do it. So the answer was to sell it. So anybody wants a paramotor, I got one for sale.
Well, I have to respect your decision, man. You know, you gotta look out for yourself first, for sure.
However, we would like for you to be on this panel in the future. So every Monday at 7 o'clock, please come on this panel. We definitely need someone, you know, that this has happened. So if somebody jumps on the show, it's like, no, I'll do it on the ground. It's no big deal. I can handle it. We need you to say, look, dude, I thought the same thing. So real quick before you go, tell us step by step what happened as you were doing it in slow motion. Like you pulled it, you revved it. What happened?
Yeah, pulled it. Everything was under control for a good minute or so. Just having fun with it. You know, I had my foot against the right side, so if it torqued a little bit, my foot would keep it from doing that. But the thrust and the torque combined, after about a minute of playing around with it, with just the right amount of thrust, caused it to kick back a little bit. So that's when my right hand went to support it, which is what they had the throttle in it, pushing my hand in. And, I get PTSD a little bit thinking about it, to be honest with you.
So, my question for you, Brett, is have you flown yet?
Not officially, no. I mean, I have, but not as far as
no. Not
I mean, in a
have you flown a paramotor yet?
No.
Well,
no.
Don't. If you've got hesitations, don't, because you will end up being really confused on what to do with yourself, because once you fly, there's nothing like it. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it.
I'm aware. I mean, I've flown airplanes and other things. I just have not flown a paramotor, and I'm not saying I won't pick this up in the future, but as for now, I think I'm just making a sound choice for my child and family. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I didn't know that you didn't fly yet. I didn't know that you were still a student.
Yeah. No, not in the air.
Gotcha.
So you get a Monster 185. What frame is it on?
It's on a Renegade frame. You can see on Philo Glee's page on YouTube, he flew my paramotor. did a test flight.
Nice.
It's the title. It says on the splash screen, "He'll fly anything." So if you want to watch that.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Man.
Oh, that's okay. Oh,
All right.
I know. I don't know where to go from here. I
know you want to talk me back into it because I've been doing the same thing internally in my head.
No,
the dialogue.
No, I don't want to talk you. I don't want to talk you back into it, but part of me does want to talk you back into it.
Right.
I just.
Well, Brent, I see
know.
your hand, man, and you're moving it pretty well. And you just did this 1 week ago. So you've had at least one surgery, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Do you want to see it? Is that
Well, I don't mean take the bandage off. I mean, it's only been a week, and you can move it good, right?
Is it a bandage or is it one of those ace wraps?
No, it's just an ace wrap. Yeah. I mean, I'll show. I don't know if you want your viewers to see this or not, though.
All right.
You want to? It's up to you.
Sure.
your discretion is advised.
Yes.
There you go.
Small children look away.
He's stripping.
And Linda.
Can I get some stripper music, please? No, just kidding.
No.
Somebody give him a drum beat.
Oh, that's really.
Let me go over this thing.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
Dang.
I can't see it.
man.
Oh, no, hold on.
I'm trying to keep it in the gallery mode so we don't really see it
Right.
a lot.
No, it looks gnarly.
But okay.
That's mostly
Oh.
rude.
God.
Dude.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
gotta hand it to you. That's pretty bad.
God.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I worked hard on it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean, you got some therapy in your future for sure, but I mean,
Yeah.
getting to keep your hand and
It
be
looks like it really
Full
it hit on
motion.
the what do you call it,
the
the
meat.
heel of your hand, which is probably good because
Like
yeah.
the-
Oh,
I mean, looking at it, I wouldn't think you
Oh.
would be able to wiggle your fingers as good as you can. You know,
No.
but
That's what I was thinking.
Woo.
There, it's nice.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not trying to gross you all out.
we're
but,
just,
you know,
we're just gonna
Ah.
keep doing JP's
Ah.
reaction
Ah.
over and over.
if one
He's got
person
the best
thinks
reaction.
that's it, I'm not going to start a Paramotor, without it being locked down. And that makes it worthwhile. So, yeah.
Now Brett's
Well,
is going to be
You know,
like,
it's just a
slowing
lesson
down.
that we can all learn from. Don't ground
Yeah.
start ever for any reason.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm not going to name any names, but I went to a really good school, and they totally teach you not to ground start. I was
Yeah.
in class, and
I was taught
literally
that 100%.
while in class, they announced that a former student just ground started and cut part of his hand off, and then I see
I think I lost
another
the
former student that is a really famous guy, and he grounds starts his, and he knows better, So people, I think people are taught that you don't do it, but they kind of get lazy and occasionally decide, okay, I'll do it this time,
That's that intermediate-itis. That's that intermediate-itis.
I don't think it's that. I think it's complacency. It's convenient. I think a lot of people get complacent in a lot of sports. I think they think they've done it before. They, know what they're doing. Complacency.
Nothing's happened so far. So, why is it going to happen in the future,
Yeah.
right?
it's dangerous.
Exactly.
I did not have a proper mount to run my motor for the last 3 months while my leg was broke. We talked about just, kind of tying it down halfway, this way or that, and running it. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I waited till I could put the motor on my back and crank it and run it right. And, but anyway, so it's a lesson that we can all learn from, for sure.
And Brent, thank you very much for coming on the show. I know that you don't have a lot of time, and we appreciate you being on for about a half an hour. Everyone, this is Brent Ferris. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your story.
All right, guys.
You can
Thanks,
stay
Brent.
on and be part. You can stay on here and be part of the panel now or in the future, anytime. We
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And now
I'm
for
going to
this.
get off here for now. It's nice talking to y'all.
All right, y'all have a great
Hey,
evening.
brother.
Good night.
Bye.
And now for the second half, we get to talk with David Wolf, Paramotor Crazy. He is so crazy, he calls himself P. Cray.
Yeah,
Great.
What's up, P. Cray?
Get on the stuff you didn't know.
I thought we were finally going to get to see him pump something on TV or on the YouTube. Can't even see him pump gas, huh?
No, he did that earlier while we were doing the interview with Brent.
I know. I seen him pump mud and water out of his wing.
So, welcome to the show, Mr. David Wolf. Apparently, Shane is talking about something that happened recently that you became quite famous on, and you were even on national TV. What happened?
Well, I was at the Dave Purdon fly-in, and I was flying behind Chris Holbert and Matt Green, and a bunch of guys from the Predator Paramotor group was flying together. And so I dropped down behind Matt in the river, and I was foot dragging the river behind him, and they were probably about, I don't know, at least 100 yards ahead of me, and Chris joined Matt, so I was getting a really great shot of them, and their wake turbulence kind of pushed my glider down and pushed my foot and leg into the water, and I kind of went straight down into the water. And the miraculous thing was, so I got out of the water. It was only up to about, I don't know, somewhere between my knee and my hip, and so I was able to stand up. In fact, I only went over underneath with my head for a second, but my my flotation was on my cage, so they never even deployed, which was great. That really sucked, being the first time I used my flotation, and if they were to have to go off. So I pulled my glider out of the water, and then Chris and some of the other guys landed, and we got the glider out and shook off the glider from as much water as we could, and then I made 3 attempts to launch with a wet glider in no wind conditions, and on the 3rd attempt I was able to get off the ground.
I also we're watching.
When he went flying also.
What's that?
So are you guys talking about Dave's fishing trip when he went flying also?
Yes. And then as we were pulling out the glider from the river, there was a tiny little fish laying on top of my glider, so I was able to claim the world's first paramotor pilot to catch a fish with his glider. Although I recently heard Dell did it before me and his was bigger. So, I don't know. Maybe I did.
Well, you weren't trained by God, so,
That's true. So here, I think you're about to see the fish come out. Let's see.
Yeah, I remember seeing that fish. Did you keep it and cook it? I mean, you might as well.
I tossed the little bugger back.
I don't think
I got a question for you. Did you have a fishing license? That's the better question.
No, it was a catch and release river, so I just threw it back in.
There we go.
Okay, no big deal, Ben. Game Ward be all right with that.
So, and then my arch rival, my largest nemesis, my extremely largest nemesis, Rick Davies, he decided to send the video into right this minute, which I believe the lovely Miss Linda had saw on her television screen at home.
Yeah, it was.
And so I made news coast to coast. Anthony Peregrino texted me, said he was sitting in a cigar shop in San Diego watching me on TV.
There you go.
So,
Dave, since you had such good sales today, are we going to see you at the North Carolina Vail fly-in?
I have made the decision. I am staying home until Bad Apples.
They just had a crab apples.
I know. I will be at Bad Apples sometime late May. That'll be the next trip out. We got a lot of stuff going on actually today. They had the excavator out today at my new lot. They were breaking ground on our new house, so we got a lot of bills ahead of us. So I got to work a lot.
That's exciting.
Wow. Yeah, I'm very excited, Linda. It's an amazing.
Congratulations.
Where do you think you're going to get the windows from?
Well, I know. Unfortunately, they're not letting me put my own windows in. They're giving me builder-grade crap and charging me 3 times what they're really worth.
Oh, no.
It really sucks.
They'll be double
excited.
nitrogen-filled gel wins.
We're very excited. It backs up to a nature preserve, and when you walk through the back woods of the nature preserve, for about 5 minutes, it goes onto a bike trail where my wife likes to run all the time. And then right past the bike trail, there's a river, so a very large river, and we go kayaking on that same river. So we'll be able to, there's already a couple spots we found about 2-3 miles up the river, we'll be able to drop the kids off in some rafts, and they'll be able to float on down the river and get out right at our house. So we're very excited. It's a dream come true. It really is.
Do you have enough land to, have your friends come over and play some paramotor games?
I really wish we did. It's in a subdivision. Unfortunately, no. In fact, I was even looking at the excavation today. I was thinking, man, even if we wanted to get a pool, even if we could afford a pool, I don't think there's enough room for a pool. So that's okay.
That's cool.
Well, if it's a subdivision, just subdivide in a runway for everybody.
I know.
I've been to a couple of subdivisions that actually had a runway right down the middle, which is really neat.
Yeah, there's plenty of places. I mean, there's got to be at least 7-8 places within 20 minutes of my house that I can go fly out of. So it's not like I really need that. I mean, it'd be nice, but it's just like any place. You get bored out of flying out of the same place, I think. So there you go. Oh, what's that?
I totally agree.
Is that a nose down spiral that I should have pulled into a stat? I think it was. Spiral. Yeah, I should have pulled that, but that's okay. I whisked out of it. I should have done it.
Hey, after flying the Dave Purden flying, I can tell you right now, I'm sick and tired of Florida. That's crap as flat.
I know, right?
Every time I went up in the air, I was just like, oh my God, it's even better than before. How is this even better than before? It was like that every single time I went up. I was just like, oh my God.
You know what's funny about that, Shane? I was watching PPG Explorer's video. I was watching Bill flying up where he's at.
Bill. Yeah.
He's the exact same thing. He's like, everybody's all envious of beach flying. He's like, I'll take the mountains and the terrain all day.
Yeah, me too.
It's nice. And then in a couple of weeks here, and it's kind of really, I was bummed out that we're not getting, I'm not getting my tandem glider till at least Halloween. But in the next couple of weeks, and it's already started, the leaves are starting to change colors, and they'll be red and yellow and orange. And that's absolutely gorgeous to fly over in the fall. So I was hoping to take the kids and my wife up there to see that. But
wow. You still have some leaves up there in October.
Yeah. By November, it's all brown for about 6 months. It sucks.
Yep.
But speaking of ozone, I'll make a little announcement. Can I make a little plug announcement for a guest that I'm going to be having on Paramotor Nation?
Well, sure. You got to tell us your .com and everything, of course. Do a full plug. Well,
we do have a website. It's ourparamotornation.com where you can find all the episodes. But I did get a guest, and it's going to be tomorrow night. Linda can tell you who our guest is tomorrow night.
She doesn't know him personally.
She doesn't know him. So Robert Michaels tomorrow night, and it's a Tuesday night, not Wednesday. And then the following week after that, it's going to be Kyle Mooney. That's going to be at the regular time on Wednesday. And if you scroll down a little bit more, at a special time on Wednesday night, October 8th, she's going to be coming in from Spain, the great world champion.
Wow.
What's that name right there?
Amelia Plack.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Her on Facebook. Yeah.
I can't believe she's flying all the way over from Spain on her paramotor just for your paramotor.
Yeah, it's a long flight on a paramotor.
I asked her, I said, look, the show's going to start at 3 a.m. your time. She goes, David, if I do that, I'll be on cocaine for the next month trying to get back on my regular schedule. I said, okay, we're not going to do that. I said, well, I guess we can't do it. And then like 2 days later, she reached out to me again. She says, what if we did it at 6 o'clock your time? I can stay up till midnight and do that and just need to get to sleep after, but I can't. I said, for you, I'll do that. I don't normally do that because we talked about maybe doing a recording of the show, but that's not the same as doing it live. So I know that's going to be, excuse me, I'm still very sick. I know it's going to be really tough for a lot of people, especially on the West Coast, to be tuning in. So hopefully we'll get some questions sent to me ahead of time. So if someone does have a question that they can't watch the show.
Who's this guy right here? What?
JP, go back up. Go back up and type in my zip code for the pilot locator.
What's that?
Go back up to the pilot locator. Let's type in my zip code.
Well, guys, I hate to cut it short, but it's time for me to go rip the skies. So.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to swing by for a minute, Kevin.
I wasn't expecting you. Blip. If you guys want to get training with Kevin Can Fly, this is our training location. Several hundred acres of wide open flat space. Come on out. $1,500 on my gear. You get to fly.
There it is.
If you want to learn more about that, go to kevincanfly.com and check out his website.
Square deal, brother. I'm gonna have to take you up on that.
Cool, guys. You guys have a great night. Great show. Keep it up.
All right, Kevin.
I always
Peace
keep
out,
it
Kevin.
Right.
All right. So, P-Cray, I got a question for you. What happens when you get a wing wet? How are you able to dry it and get yourself back up in the...
You know what's crazy is like, I think everybody thinks, oh, I lived for the last 2 years hearing my buddy say, oh, man, I'll give it, like one of my buddies says, I'll give it 15 minutes of it sitting on a wet, dewy morning, and then I'm done. Then I'm not even going to try to launch it. Oh, crap. Launch the damn thing. You can do it. So, I mean, really even thinking about it, but, we shook it out. Okay, well, it's still damn wet even when you shake it out, and we tried to get all the rocks out of it. That was the first thing. We dumped it upside down to get the rocks out of it, and then we shook it out as best we could just to get some water off of it, and then I just laid it out on the, I guess it kind of felt sandy, but it was kind of a little bit rocky too, and the first time I went to launch, I was able to get it off the ground a little bit, but it never lifted enough to get it off the power band. And then the second time when I went to launch, it kind of just stayed behind me, and I kind of realized right there, I think the wind had shifted, whatever little tiny bit of wind there was. So at that point, I turned around, and I just ran as hard as I freaking could into it and gunned it, as fast as I could. And I almost hit a couple bushes along the way. I did catch a couple tall weeds sticking up and flew all the way back to the ground with them. And but you can do it, and probably. My friend John Ripa said probably within 3 minutes of flying, that glider is probably bone dry. So even though I made a joke about doing a spin cycle at the end to dry the thing out, it was probably already dry at that point.
Now, do you have to worry about your lines or anything like that being wet, then shrinking or anything like that? Would you want to be able
Shrinkage has never been a problem in my family.
Okay.
Says the guy is 5'6".
Again, it's not like it was sitting there soaking up water and letting it sit for hours and hours.
Right.
So I mean, it's definitely something I'm going to get inspected here shortly. But I've flown it several times since then, and everything's flying just perfectly. So I'm not too worried about it.
How many hours do you have on it?
On the glider, I don't know how many hours since I've flown since it hit the water.
No, it just for the life of it, since the last.
God. Not too much, like 40, 50, something like that.
Okay.
So it doesn't.
Have you ever sent it in for an inspection?
Yeah, when it was damaged at Palm Bay, I had to. So Shannon took care of it there. So it's been inspected recently. Obviously, I did reach out to Shannon and got her thoughts on it too. Also, Travis. Travis said it's fine, it looks fine, and everything's fine. I talked to Shannon because my biggest concern wasn't if the lines were damaged. My biggest concern was, damn, this thing smells so freaking bad. And I said, is there anything I can do? She said, no, you know what, just keep flying in, and eventually that river smell. And she's been in that river too, jet skiing, she said, in years past. And eventually it'll come out. So, but it smells like butter ass.
Man, I have to say, you showed some serious perseverance that day getting back into the air.
Thanks,
you did not give up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I mean, that's, I'm going to say I disagree with all of you on something that I heard earlier. The gentleman that was on earlier, what would have happened if I quit flying when I flew into a tree because I made a bad decision? Or what if I quit flying when I flipped my trike over because I made a bad decision? Or if I flew into a river and I said, that's it, I'm done flying, I'm making a bad. One bad decision doesn't define you. I believe if someone made the decision to get into training and train with one of the best, most knowledgeable instructors that I can think of that's out there, one bad decision shouldn't say, oh, I'm going to give up. I mean, think about all the amazing experiences that you've had since you've flown.
Well,
would you give it up because you made one bad decision?
That's what's I'm torn because he knows himself.
Pilot in command.
Yeah, and
he wasn't even a pilot yet. He made one bad decision because that he didn't listen about grounds. I mean, everybody's hurt. Don't grounds hurt. And I still see people
saying, "Yeah, I'm going to continue to probably not listen." Is what
no one's going to do that. That's like saying I'm going to continue to break the law. I'm going to continue to steal. You can change it. You learned your lesson.
I mean,
every time we make a mistake,
he learned his lesson. Is the thing though?
I don't know. Every time we make a mistake, we always remember.
Yeah,
I
hope that he comes
anytime
back.
You've ever had a riser twist, you've always remembered, oh, I got to remember to check that so I don't have a riser twist again, right?
Sure.
Only
anytime
one
you've ever
time.
made a mistake, what's that?
Only one time I've had a riser twist, and I couldn't get down on the ground quick enough, man. Holy crap.
We learn from our mistakes, and then we move on, and we teach
Absolutely.
those mistakes.
That's why we're going to have him on as part of the panel, and maybe if he listens, every week to all the fun things that people are doing, maybe he'll get back into it.
That being said, I mean, just flying paramotors in general is not for everybody.
Exactly.
Ryan, why didn't you quit flying when you hit the hay bale?
Because I had to.
You had to keep
I
flying?
intend to get back up there as soon as possible.
No, I'm saying once you recovered, when you hit the hay bale, you didn't just say, I quit, I'm done, I made a bad decision, right?
No, I was pissed because I had to deal with an injury that was going to prevent me from getting back up there.
Right. Shane, when you almost decapitated yourself by trying to take off at Wauchula, you didn't quit.
What do you, man, that has escalated into a big old story.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just like chilling back here going, this is getting good.
Wait, was that the time that he crashed so hard into the side of the trailer that it almost tipped over?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Okay, you got to show the video now.
Yeah, it definitely happened.
Yeah.
There's video of this?
Honestly,
I think
I've had several instances where I'm like, I should have thought that one through a little better. But it's usually when I'm like flying with another guy or never, like, I don't know why that happened at Wauchula. I knew it was a bad setup, but why did I set up and go? I have no idea.
Well, we learned.
But yeah, there's nothing that's going to keep me off the ground or keep me from staying on this ground after learning how to fly. I can't get enough of it. It just
we're addicted, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we're also pilots too.
I'll say one more thing about this, and then we can move on. My buddy John Ripa, I've lost count of how many times that son of a bitch keeps breaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I didn't quite hear what he said because he's breaking up.
Back and he doesn't quit.
David Wolf, you got to say that again. You got to say that again because you were breaking up. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
You lost count of how many times
I'm
John
sorry. Yeah,
what?
that's one dead spot. Broke his props, but he keeps going.
Yeah.
It seems like he breaks props all the time.
He does have a good attitude towards. He will break something and just smile about it. Go to his camper, grab some parts, fix it, and take off again. I will give him that.
Hey man,
Rip is
stuff happens.
Rip only breaks props because he flies so much more than most of us. He's an amazing pilot.
What defines you as a person is not what happens to you, but how you overcome the obstacles that are given to you in life. And a broken bone heals. Cuts and bruises, broke props can be replaced. But once you get in the air and you experience how awesome it is to fly over a bald eagle's nest or over some clouds and see your own rainbow, circle and shadow, you're just going to be addicted like I am.
100%. You're always looking up in the air, looking at treetops, seeing if it's windy or not, looking on your apps. All right, Shane, what are we watching right now?
I'm getting ready to take off, and I'm running directly towards a group of campers. But there's this little mound in front of me that I step on right here, and that literally oscillates my wing. The time I get done looking up at my wing, I look down, and I'm like, oh, not going to make it.
Oh, I remember seeing that. I saw it for different. That was awesome.
No, I knew I was never going to make that. So as soon as I was looking at my wing, checking left to right, after I got it done oscillating, I looked forward. I was just like, holy shit, I'm not going to make that. So
good decision.
Yeah. Now, if you look at the wing, it's just barely on the camper, just barely. But the time I got to Avon Park, I had done left streak marks and body imprints and everything else.
I saw you bounce off that camper. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, if I would have kept running, I would have ran right into the back of that toy hauler and ended up in there for breakfast.
Just sit down in your harness and say, "Where the eggs?"
Hey, here's a question, David.
I'm here. I'm just getting out of my car.
How tangled were your lines when you guys got out of the river?
That's a terrific question, and no one's asked me that question. They weren't at all.
Really? I
Really?
imagine they would have been like all over the place.
No, the only issue I had was they were so dirty, and there was tiny little rocks in the
Trimmers?
yes, in the trimmers. So it was hard to adjust my trimmers. Hey, honey.
Well, you know what they call the little flap at the end of the wingtips that you can open up?
Butthole.
So why didn't you open up the leaky buttholes when you flew and you could have got all the dirt out?
Hold on 1 second. Let me kiss my wife before I answer your leaky butthole question. Hold on.
Wow.
I'll say hi.
He belongs on this podcast. That's great.
Oh. Hold on.
Shane, you got some competition tonight, brother.
Yeah, Dave is he's
There's the
definitely
10-year-old who can put together a flash cruiser.
Hey, that was a great video
Awesome.
she did. That was
Yeah,
impressive.
actually, yes, that was very. Yes.
Very awesome.
Okay, so the reason I didn't, actually, Matt Green tried to start looking for them. And at that point, I said, just pick up the whole, there was 4 of us there. I'm like, just pick up the whole glider. Let's grab it by the end and just flip it over, and all the stuff will come into the front of the cells. We can dump it out there, and that worked just fine.
Now, I've noticed that on my Roadster 3, when I open up the butthole, there's a little funnel that I can keep out. So as things go in, they go out as I'm flying. On my Gen 3, it's just Velcro. Nothing can come out as I'm flying.
He's in
So
bed right now. He honored him.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah,
But be great.
I've flown with.
What kind of butthole do you have? Do you have the ones that have the funnel?
No, I haven't looked at my butthole.
He's got small children around. He's censoring himself.
It's on the end of the glider. I have to explain to my wife what it is. Hold on a second. It's on the end of the glider. At the very
We have
end.
to explain what the internet
What
what it
is he called that? He's not speaking profanely.
Yeah.
Next question. Next question.
David, go ahead and tell everybody, tell the viewers what a butthole is. So
No, I'll let you do that.
A butthole is on the very end of our gliders. We have a little Velcro thing that we can open up to take out anything that may accumulate in there. Some of the gliders, like my Roadster 3, has a funnel, so you can open it up, let the funnel out. So as you're flying,
Jamaica, and I got all the sand.
the sandy area, the sand will come in or snow will come in and then go out as you're flying. My Gen 3 does not have that little funnel. It's either open or shut. So you have to like open the Velcro, shake it out, and then it'll close up by itself. So what I'm asking Paramotor Crazy is, do you have a wing that has the funnel or just the Velcro?
His has
my wife made a great suggestion. She said, for me, when I want to empty my butthole, I just drink more coffee. Sorry, Joey. So that's been working for me.
And this is how the podcast is going to continue.
You think it's just me in this family? No, she's awesome.
Oh no, we've met her husband. We know she can take a joke. I mean, what?
Wow. Hey, I tell everybody, you know, my customers, I say my wife is a perfectionist. Just look at the man she married. Oh. She's giving me looks.
I think we all are. Do you need to? Do we need to let you go so you can eat dinner and stuff now?
I can stay and eat dinner, or I can let you go.
Yeah, that's the after show, right?
Yeah, we're at 8:00 right now, so that is our entire show.
Well, I am gonna go spend time with the family. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, so where do we need to go tomorrow? What's the .com? Where do we need to go?
Well, you just go to the Paramotor Crazy channel at 9 o'clock. Hit the bell, and you can go ahead and be notified when the show starts tomorrow night.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Good night, guys.
Hear you.
Good night.
Night, brother.
So that hour went by so quick. I had so
Hey,
much fun on this one. It was like a lot of talking, a lot of information, and a 2-part podcast. This is our first 2-part podcast we've ever had.
Double header.
Exactly.
Mark Emerson is in the chat, by the way.
What?
Oh.
B. Mark Amundsen?
Yes.
B. Mark? Hang on.
Mark
I don't believe you.
Emerson.
I always thought that dude was crazy. He'd always fly in the, I don't
Sure
know,
enough.
maybe Fly Guy Alberta. I think maybe he might fly in the coldest weather, but Mark always is out there on those frozen ponds.
From Green Bay, Mark Amundsen is.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm not
as long
into
as you
that.
got the PBAs, you're fine. No cold weather bother you.
PBRs.
Whoa.
PBRs.
Mark
Yeah.
McElroy, Anthony Perry. There's a few new names in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what I'm going to do is I will open up this Zoom, and all you have to do is go to Zoom, and I'm going to put in the Zoom room number and the password. I'll
Mark
put that in the
Amundsen,
chat.
I'm calling you out, dude. You got to join the Zoom.
And we want you to come on in. Everybody is welcome. Anybody that's in the chat, definitely welcome. But you have to hit the thumbs up first. So let me go ahead.
I have someone in the chat that has had an accident, a beginner accident that we really need to talk to. I've seen the video. It's pretty good.
Oh.
Mitch Braggs there. I actually met him.
And homie.
Linda. Yeah, that's Linda's next. That's Linda's next conquer right there.
I know.
Is old Mitch there? Look at her. Look, she's all getting all red faced and everything.
Uh-oh.
Mitch's my homie.
Oh.
All right.
My Michigan homie.
We are open to the world. Go ahead and log into your Zoom.
So
you can jump right on in.
Make sure you're all dressed out there now.
Please.
I thought tonight's show was kind of cool because we had one guy that came on that had an accident and he just wanted to give it up. And then, you know, we got Paramotor Crazy that had the opposite opinion. I can agree with both sides, you know.
Right.
I mean,
I can until I realize the guy's never flown. If he would have flown one time, it would be completely a different outcome. I guarantee it. That flying is just.
I don't. Do any of you have anyone in your life that you can be like, man, that guy does not need to like own a paramotor though. Like that guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a couple of those guys in every single group that you hang out with, including some of the paramotor circles you hang out with.
Yeah. So I appreciate where he's at, and he's like, man, this is a sport that I don't need. Like I've got a wife, I've got a kid. You know, this is something that.
And like he said, on his crotch rocket, he was doing 150 miles an hour, you know, with his knee on the thing doing a wheelie, you know, in second gear.
At the same time, his accident wasn't flying related. It was a non-moving violation.
Yeah. But, hey,
you know, I mean,
to my defense,
if he made a stupid flying mistake, that's, you know, that would be I don't know.
I feel like maybe
he didn't even have the harness on his motor yet.
Yeah,
it's sad. It makes me sad.
I agree with you.
I got to say, though, to my defense, doing 150 miles an hour on a crotch rocket, they did not put hay bales in the interstate.
Thank God they did not, right?
Those are called orange barrels, Brian. You would be leaving the orange barrels.
Yeah, I really enjoyed, you know, playing crotch rocket and stuff when I was a young kid, but yeah, I don't need those right now in my life. I need something slow and low, which is the paramotors, which I'm really glad I got into. I think John Wayne has jumped on.
You rode the crotch rockets? How do you say the crotch? I remember those.
Yeah, the crotch rockets, like the.
Oh my God,
that's the ninjas.
That's
DBR 1000 RR, literally do 100 miles an hour, drop it in second gear, and pop a wheelie. This is crazy.
And you live to tell, PPG Grandpa.
Yes. Thank goodness. Barely I lived to tell, and I'm glad that I am here living to tell. And I'm telling everybody now, it's like if you're in your 40s and 50s, get off the crotch rockets and try the paramotors. They're so much more fun. Yes, they're a lot slower, but
You know, butt fan sounds better than crotch rocket too. I'm just, you know, I'm partial.
Yeah, right.
Butt fan.
So guys, I use an analogy. People ask me how safe this sport is. I always tell them it's kind of like driving a car in the middle of a parking lot with no poles, no people. You could flip the car, but you could also drive around and enjoy yourself. You know, it's up to you. It can be as dangerous as you want it to be. Whenever you're hurting yourself with a motor, I don't know. I feel bad for the guy because he's never even gotten a chance to get in there. What he did wasn't flying related. As a guy coming from PG, it's just like you take the motor out of the equation, he might have had an awesome flying career.
Exactly.
Come to think of it, Tom is the only thing that's PG about this show.
That is very true.
You want me to take my shirt off? Is that what it is?
No, we'll keep it at PG. We don't need it to be an R.
Okay. No
Poor
PG,
Shane makes it
just
an
PG.
X and triple X already.
Oh,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Hey, JP, you going to North Carolina?
You don't want to make it rated R?
R.
Oh.
R?
Guys, I'm going to have to jump off here early tonight. I'll catch y'all next week, though, for sure.
All right, awesome.
All right,
Have a great evening. Thanks for jumping on.
Yep, see you guys.
JP, you going to North Carolina?
North Carolina. When's North Carolina?
The 28th to the October 4th.
Probably not. My boss is getting married, and my other boss is on vacation, and we're just like all hands on deck for the next like week or two. So, man, I want to though. Which one's in North Carolina? Is that the Hillbilly?
Fly it if you got it.
Fly if you got it. Man.
Vail, North Carolina. How far is Vail, North Carolina from you?
From here?
That's right. Get on the computer.
Hang on.
Google it.
Yeah, JP, I was telling you that's a flying I was going to. I was thinking about circling back around after I leave North Carolina and going to Ohio and meeting JP and Jason Sikansky, a guy I flew with, an aviator, and then maybe working my way over to Arkansas.
Oh, what are you going to do over there? There's nobody in Arkansas. I mean, nobody. Oh, Tommy's over there. Never mind. Tom's over there. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, just Tommy. Yeah, of course.
I figure I'll travel for a month, man. We'll see where it takes me.
That'd be cool. What are you trying to show us, JP?
What's up, John Wayne?
Hey, how you doing, Linda?
Hello.
Shane?
John Wayne in the house.
John Wayne.
That's nothing. It's 8 hours for me. It's 600. No, it's 592 miles from my house to Vail.
Oh.
Yeah, a day drive.
What is
Yeah, not the 1,000 that I did to Ohio. And he's going to be like, oh, Shane, look, I can't make it. My one wheel won't go that far.
It's too many miles.
I've got a house about an hour's drive from there.
Well,
Are you going to be there?
So you're going to be there?
No,
Then why
I'm in the
tease
middle.
us?
I'm in the middle of moving.
Well, move your butt over to Vail, North Carolina.
I might have to.
PPG Grandpa, why do I want to start singing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road?
Because you like singing? I don't know.
Got the Elton John glasses on.
I know.
You can't see my glasses.
So we need to get Mitch on the show. He did a Mitch. I don't want to mess up the story, but I believe it was his first 1 or 2 launches, and let's just say he let off the throttle, then got back on the throttle, fully committed, and ran into a chain link fence.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, we need him on the show.
And he's in the chat right now, right? I think I just put the chat.
Yeah. And
Dude,
it's not the show is not. We're not making fun of
No, not at all.
pilots. We're trying to learn from it. And that's exactly, as soon as he showed it to me, I was like, you need to come on the show. This is exactly what the show is about.
Exactly.
And I don't know if he's wanted by the FBI or something. I don't know.
That possibly is it. Well, I do want to say something that happened to me that nobody knows about.
What?
This This last week or so, unfortunately, has not been a very good fly. Well, you can't fly over here. We have the tail end of the first hurricane that went through, and now we got that other hurricane that's down in the Gulf. And over here in Arkansas, yes, I'm in Arkansas, Shane, you jerk.
Oh, I
There's a
forgot.
palm tree in the
Yeah,
background,
you
though.
jerk.
It's windy.
But anyway, we get the tail end of that wind. So it was kicking about, 20, 30 miles an hour for gust. And I'm thinking to myself, I think I'm pretty good at this. So I went out to kite in the big open field that we have. We got a big sod farm. So it was pretty laminar. Matter of fact, yeah, Linda saw it, and you guys saw it on our ClearProp TV private chat. I was out there kiting, doing really well. I mean, it was rough. So I decided to put the drone up to do a nice, look at what I can do in 30-mile-an-hour wind, right? Well, of course, now I got the show-off itis, and for some reason, it got up there, it whipped around, spun around, the lines went around my neck and pulled me.
Ooh.
So I actually got strangled by my paramotor or my glider lines. Nothing happened, but I can tell with everyone looking right now, they're looking down and doing this number.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Not even listening to me. So I don't even know
typing.
why. Why am I even opening up my heart right now?
I'm looking for the video so I can share it with everyone. Jeez.
Oh, don't really.
Hey, dude,
No.
Your glasses are throwing me off, man. Turn your head to your left. No, there you go. I know. The angle is changing, like when you turn your head.
Here we
The
go.
Elton John glasses.
Is this better?
No.
Oh, yeah.
How about this?
Oh,
Oh no.
Zorro.
No.
Arg.
Arr.
I wanna- oh.
I like the one with the
Cool
teeth.
trick.
I want to know how you do the short videos in the background. I can never get those on my phone. Does it have to be on a desktop?
Yeah,
Wow.
on the desktop. You just do a short video and it'll loop under the video. Let's see, where is that?
Well,
Choose
if I did it on
virtual-
my desktop, you get to see the entire room, and I don't want you to see this entire room because it's under construction.
Yeah, you just go to backgrounds and filters and then add a new one, and then just put it in the background.
I want to see.
You want to see what?
So, I'm having. Mitch, don't send me the video. I want you on the show to explain what happened. He just sent me the video on Messenger. So,
Mitch, do you want us to show the video on here, but you not be on here? If that's cool, Shane, go ahead and share it to our ClearProp TV.
let me wait till. Yeah, let me see something happens on the. If he says okay on the.
Yeah, if he says okay, we'll go ahead and show it. If he doesn't want to be on, totally understand.
I don't understand because it's new pilots. I'm still a new pilot. I'm within my first year. Sean, you are too.
Yes, I am.
I mean, that don't Brian. How you're right there with us too, right? Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill, are you there? We can't hear you again. What's up? He's saying something. I can't see what he's saying.
I know. I can hear.
I can't read his lips, unfortunately.
I think he said, "Hey."
He's yelling at us now.
All
I don't know.
right, hold on. He said,
Maybe.
"Show it in the chat." So I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. Brian, you might need to leave and come back.
Hear me
Maybe
now?
that's it. Oh, there you can hear you. What happened? Yeah.
I muted myself and unmuted myself. I don't know what's up.
You just, if
But
you don't
you
like
hear
to
me.
hear yourself, it's all right. We like to hear you.
No, I was going to ask John Wayne. This in the group tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, are you a pilot? Do you fly very often, or give me some
Yeah,
background, man.
I trained with Kyle O. I've been flying for 9 months.
See, John Wayne's
yeah.
new pilot.
I fly about, I don't know, 2-3 times a week. I haven't flown in almost 2 weeks, waiting on parts. Y'all talk about breaking props. I'm the king of that.
Oh. So are you foot launch or are you a trike pilot?
I'm foot launch.
Bill H is in his first year.
I called Kyle. I figured I'd have to. I'm an old guy, so I figured I'd have to do a trike. And he said, I don't know. He said, if a bear's chasing you, you think you could run 50 yards? And I said, yeah. He said, you can fly.
There you go.
In the chat, Bill H says he's within his first year as well.
Oh, so, I know Bill.
Yeah. I'm at 71, I think it's 71 hours on my motor now. And I think 20 of those were from the damn. Oh, Lord. Hey, that happened to me at the SIV.
I know.
And yes, my wrist is still jacked up.
Do y'all know Brooke Sheffield that trained at Aviator by chance?
I do not.
No, okay.
No.
Well, he's from the Vail, North Carolina area, and he's going to be there at the fly-in with quite a few folks that they normally fly that area. So, but anyway, just curious.
Sean, I sent that message in the group chat there.
I just watched it, and wow, that was crazy.
Don't you think he should be on the show to explain it?
Yes.
I really do.
Yes,
I honestly really do.
Please jump on. We'll show the clip. Tell us what happened, because this is something that can happen to anybody. This is something that can happen to anybody on the panel.
Right.
And we need to know, what was going on, what happened, what are the conditions, because the video doesn't really give us anything other than that one perspective. What happened as the pilot? Where was the wind coming from? Why was the wing going back and forth as you were taxiing? I mean, what was going on? Please come on the show.
Yep. Another guy in the chat, Jack Wallace, is a new pilot trading with One Up Adventures down in Florida. So,
there you go.
yeah, I mean, we got all kind of people that we would, like to have on the show.
Hey, Brian,
Absolutely.
can you, from now on, be the chat monitor and monitor the chat? If there's questions in it when we do the show, you can, let us know what's going on in the chat, because it's hard for me to monitor that. And
hey,
I know, man. I get it.
Sean.
Trying to shut me up. Give me a job. I hear you.
Sean,
I want you to talk.
Right,
I want you to talk
JP.
more. You'll be asking a ton of questions.
JP, go ahead and put that chat up on the or that video on the big screen there.
Oh my God!
But to answer your question, Sean, I'll be glad to help out, brother.
Thanks, man.
I have a question for Brian. After this video, we need to give Mitch a nickname.
Oh.
Is it going to be this?
Uh-oh, he's cutting out on me. No.
Uh-oh. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Come again.
Yeah, he just left you holding the bag there.
Okay. So we have to come up with Mitch's new nickname. We came up with Hey Bale Waller. So now after this video, we got to watch this video, and then we got to come up with Mitch's nickname. I say it's two chains because he runs into a chain link fence.
That's funny.
All right, well, we got to see the video first, man.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Definitely. Did he say that we can watch it now?
Yeah.
I sent him.
Our technical expert is working on it. Wait for it.
Okay, JP, technical dude. So Shane is our comic. JP is our tech guy. Brian's going to be our
commentator. Or no.
Grunt worker, do whatever.
Our grunt worker. Linda is our pom-pom girl.
I'm the cheerleader.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anytime Mitch comes on the show, then she's our blushing, I don't know what you want to say, blushing.
No,
I don't know. Look at her.
He's my friend. He's my homie friend. I miss
Homie.
Disclaimer: this is vertical video, which is illegal to shoot vertical video.
It's for JP the show.
It's
this is like
illegal on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like having a vertical video in a Zoom window.
I know, right?
All right. Anyways,
we saw who you're pointing at.
Oh, there he is.
Ready?
Yeah.
All
Here we go.
Red play.
I'm ready.
So, from what I was told, he was this is his very first launch without a teacher, and he was doing this with
This is his solo.
Yes, this is a solo.
Okay.
He throttles. He gets as soon as he gets lift, he lets off the throttle, and then he starts running again, and then he runs into a fence.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. That's a short area.
It wasn't short. I think he turned to the right. When the wing went down, it looks like it changed his
Did
angle.
a run harder, Mitch.
He had great inflation.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's see it again.
He's oscillating.
I see that it rocks forwards and backwards. He's rocking backwards.
Yeah, he's oscillating.
Yeah, there's a pitch oscillation there, just a little bit.
Also leaning way forward instead of back, which causes him, once he gets off the ground, it causes him to go straight back down into the ground.
He took the invitation to sit.
Yeah,
he did.
that happened to me too. I mean, everybody, and I knew that I would.
Right there. He's going to take the invitation. He just sits, and you see him. He'll drop down. And it looks like he's pulling. I can't see his hands, but he may be pulling a decent amount of brake.
And his wing totally turned to the right, and it's probably because.
That's exactly on my big screen. I can see it. As soon as he goes to sit, and he starts to sink, he totally applies brake,
and probably more to the right side, which caused him to turn.
Yeah.
I mean,
am I in? Am I here?
Yes, sir, you are.
He's turning, trying to miss that.
Is that what's happening?
He's trying to miss that fence.
I nailed that fence pretty good, didn't I?
Oh, that's you.
Mitch,
Okay.
what's up,
there
baby?
he is.
All right, go ahead and play this again, and go ahead and explain to us what's going on as a pilot view.
Well, I did a reverse launch there. I'd been practicing with reverse launches. I had received training, but because I had to travel to do my training on a weekend basis, I had gone out there a few times and the weather conditions weren't right. So I thought, hey, I got it up to this point. I got it from here. I used to skydive years ago, but obviously you're not leaving the ground when you're skydiving. When I went to launch and take off, I didn't throttle up enough. It was too small of an area for me. And my harness really seats me very easily. I mean, I have to fight to not be seated in it. And once my feet left the ground, I sat pretty much. I wasn't throttled up really hard at the time. My cage bumped the ground. Instinctually, I just took my right arm to kind of catch myself, which was hard right brake, and turned right towards the fence. And as I let off, I just knew things were just going bad really quick. I let off, and I knew I was going to come down on the fence right between, just behind my knee. So I raised up my legs for one, and I gassed it up there at the last second to try and clear the fence. And I came down because I got a Maverick frame, so it's got that V notch on the bottom. I came down right on that V notch, right on the top of the chain link fence. And I lunged forward because I still had that forward momentum going, which ended up tearing my harness on the bottom straps. But fortunately, I was still loading the wing when I cleared the fence, and I swung like a pendulum out and landed in the turtle position, dragging onto the concrete. And I did not even have a scratch on my body.
Wow.
You hit the ground twice, or three times actually, that flight.
Well, I bumped the ground initially, and I came down on the fence, and then I skidded on the pavement in the turtle position.
How was the winds? What are the winds doing at the time?
They're about 7 miles an hour. Winds were perfect.
No gust or anything?
Probably not even 7, because I was just barely able to pull that reverse launch off. And I hesitated initially, which is kind of common with guys at first. But, yeah, that hesitation is why you've seen the wing fall back there. But I did recover that aspect of it.
And that was your solo,
Hiding is everything.
Was that your solo?
Yeah, well, solo to where my brother, girlfriend, and his fiance were watching.
I know, but that was the first time without a teacher in your ear that you took flight.
Yep.
That's your solo. That's your solo flight. Yeah.
Correct.
But you flew before with your instructor. I mean, you flew with your instructor in your ear, or this was the first time?
Beforehand, no, I did not.
Hey, whether you got an instructor in your ear or not, the first time you foot launch with a paramotor, you solo, brother. I mean, you're flying by yourself.
Even with an instructor in your ear.
I disagree with that.
I mean, there might be an instructor in your ear, but you are the pilot.
You can't hear that instructor in your ear, though.
Yes, you can.
All you hear is the Charlie Brown wah, 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 wah,
No.
even though he's talking when you're flying because your brain is going 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Nope.
Well, it was for me.
I'm only going to disagree because I literally taxied, and he told me left brake, right brake, and I kept doing it. Then he said, give it a little bit more throttle. Next thing I know, I was in the air. He talked me the entire way off the ground. That very first solo.
Could you hear him after you got off the ground?
Yeah, because he told me we can all hear you down here going, woohoo! Because I was hooting and hollering. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to do this for over 20 years, and then finally I did it, and it's a little emotional. So
did you cry? You cried.
No, not crying.
You cried.
I get emotional now.
A little bit of condensation from the clouds, you know.
Hey, the fan. Look, I got a fan over here. It's blowing kind of continuous. It's laminar winds.
Very good laminar winds. Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. I will never forget the sound of AJ's voice in my ear as I'm taking my first flight, you know, down at Aviator. But, you know, yeah, I had an instructor in my ear, but the fact is they may be telling you what to do, but you are the pilot in control. You are the one flying that paramotor.
Mm-hmm.
And you've had all the instruction leading up to that point, and you can freak out and not know what to do, and they may save your butt by telling you what to do, but they can't make you do it. You do it yourself. You are the one flying that paramotor at that point. And once you land, knowing that you did it on your own with just somebody else's help, you know you can do it on your own then. And, I mean, you're a pilot.
Knowing what I know now, I should have never been up in the air at that time anyways. The instruction that I got was definitely not the best, and I was kind of warned of it before a little bit. I should have taken that advice, but seeing that it was kind of a weekend thing, I thought, hey, this could work for me. I can still work. I got a dog, you know. I can't really.
Hey, where is that stinky thing at?
Huh? Oh, he's
where
got
is that stinky?
I immediately gave him a bath when I got home from Party.
There he is. Bubba.
So sweet. Look at he's crashed.
Oh, dude. He's still probably tired from the day flying.
Oh, baby.
So, Mitch, let me ask you, on one of your, you've had a couple of prop strikes.
What?
No, let me ask you something. Have you ever been instructed by, let's say, a guy's been flying less than a year on takeoff and had a prop strike?
Have I been instructed by somebody who's flying less than a year and had a prop strike?
Yeah, not instructed, but giving you go left, go right, full throttle, take off, and then you slip on some grass, and then, you know.
What are you getting at?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, what are you getting at?
So that would have been you.
So we were at the fly-in, and he hasn't really sent. I don't want to tell your story, Mitch. But Mitch is not really flown that much in the year. You've been flying about a year, right?
Yeah.
So he's not really flown that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's three of us.
Well, I hadn't flown in the mornings at all, so I wasn't prepared for that wet grass there. And usually, I just once I get going and things look good, I hammer the throttle. I don't ease into it, and that's exactly what I did there. I hammered it, and on that wet grass, it slipped out, and boom, right into my seat I went, and then boom, right on the bottom corner cage of the paramotor, and toasted the prop, netting. ripped part of the little strap on the bottom of the hoop with the netting out of the hoop. So yeah, we had to do a little doctoring there.
So for all the paramotor people out there that are listening that are really new or have not flown or going to fly or in training or whatever, and they see this video that you just did, what is the takeaway from this, and how would you instruct them or have them not do the same thing that you just did? What happened, and how can we correct this?
Well, for one, you definitely that was too small of an area, first off. But and actually, first off, I should say get quality training. Do your research. Convenience should not be your focus. Absolutely do not look at convenience as your focus, because you'll probably make a bad decision on your training.
Where'd you get training?
Huh?
Where did you end up going? If you don't,
I went to some guys in Ypsilanti.
Okay, so like a lesser known, like a smaller, like out of the garage.
Yeah, and they kind of stay in the shadows too. You don't see them a lot on social media and such, because I think they'd probably get tore into. And I've seen other videos of people that have come out of their training. One guy was injured. I mean, not really severe, but it could have been bad. And I've seen some other videos that could have gone very, very bad.
Was it like a economy sort of thing, like budget minded?
Kind of budget minded, but from their aspect, profit minded, because every time I'd go there, there'd be one instructor, 3 guys in the field kiting, and they'd be 3-hour classes, and he would spend 2 hours of the class with an additional person that was just there for an initiation. So the first 2 hours, he's just showing them what a paramotor is, putting them in the, in the hang points and so forth.
Was your payment about $750 for that class?
No, it was more than that.
Okay. So I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know exactly who he's talking about.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out who
I live in Alabama.
So we have another Michigan homie in the house tonight. So say hello to Jack Wallace. Go Blue. There you go.
What's up, Jack?
Hey, Jack.
Hey, how you guys doing?
He was just like hanging out, so we got to welcome him in. You know, we don't want to be rude.
Yep. Yeah, I just started. Yeah, I just started flying, and I actually had my first flight. Tried to self-train this time last year, just about exactly a year ago. Put my paramotor into a tree, and wasn't wearing a helmet. That was a big mistake. Didn't get hurt at all, but decided that I needed to do it right. And I'm not sure if I didn't catch the gentleman's name that was talking before, but are you talking about Ypsilanti, Michigan?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I live about 10 miles away from there. I was going to train there, but decided not to.
No, bad idea. Don't train with me. You want to here's the other thing I want to emphasize more than anything. Quality training, you're going to get the most out of this sport. You want to start this sport with a positive experience. I did not, and I tell you what, it's held me back, most certainly. I mean, my dreams were kind of crushed at that moment after my first incident there, and just ever since, I'm still skittish at certain things. If you want really good training that's going to start you off right with a positive experience, you're going to go into the sport knowing more, having more confidence in yourself, and getting more out of the sport. I'd go to Justin Fox and Mike Cotter, absolutely, hands down.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Went down there and trained with, it was a joint class between Fly My, One Up Adventures, and then Eric DeFore came down. That was the class where Gorilla learned to foot launch for the first time.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it was a great experience. I'm really glad I did that.
I will tell you, the school that I went to, which is Four Winds PPG with Lauren and Shannon Michaels, during the class of, when we're in class doing the training, Lauren will actually show you his hand where he ground started his paramotor, which at the time when he started flying, they literally had in the manual the proper procedure to ground start your paramotor.
Well, some of those paramotors probably couldn't even start on your back then, could they?
No. and he will tell you that he has a manual that he'll show you. It shows the guy standing up against the paramotor and his hand on the cage, and you pull with the other hand.
And before that, they were hand starting the prop. They were actually using their hands on the prop to start the motor.
So, but my point is, a good school is very important. At the fly-in, I cracked my exhaust. I posted on my private or my Facebook page, and Shannon commented instantly, "Shane, don't worry about that. It's warranty. We'll cover you. It's covered."
Yeah, I've seen that. They jumped on that reply real quick.
Yeah, I didn't say anything bad. I just said my fly-in's over because I cracked my exhaust. She jumped right in there, said, "Don't worry, Shane. It's all under control, taken care of." And today, I finally got around to doing some stuff. Sent her the email. Everything's taken care of. I'm just waiting for a new exhaust.
I think when it comes to training, you really get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And, I paid top dollar for good training. And it was a 2-week boot camp. You got there 2 hours before sunrise and stayed an hour after sunset every day. And it was an intense process. Now, I've heard a lot of other people that are going through training, different schools, and it's just a single instructor doing it on their own. And they're going down there and they're spending the weekends with them, that kind of thing. I don't think that, every other weekend here and there is quite as good as just going 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and doing
I would agree. I would agree. Submerging yourself into it by far is the best choice.
And just having tons of good experiences with people and making that kind of camaraderie that you make in training. I mean,
unfortunately, I did the weekend thing myself too. I only train on the weekends when it was good weather because, unfortunately, I have a job that I cannot take off from work and have a family, and unfortunately,
I did 2 weeks. Actually, I did 12 days. I would have done the 14 days per my wife, who told me that if we're going to do this by us, I mean me, that I had to go to all 14 days. And when I got there on the 12th day, got done with the 12th day, Lauren said, "Shane, we can try tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, but the winds are going to pick up. We're not even going to be able to kite." I said, "Well, I guess I'll just head to Swanee and go to the fly-in after I go to my house and drop my gear off." Because he's a stickler about doing fly-ins and just going there just to watch the show, because most of the fly-ins, and I will tell you that this last fly-in that I did up here in Ohio, I really did not see, I'm gonna PG this, a crap show, if you will. I really didn't see any close calls. I really didn't see people messing up equipment over goofy mistakes. And I was really impressed. When I went to Swanee right after I got done with class, left Avon Park, dropped my camper off at my house, loaded my pickup truck up, and then headed to Swanee. And, within the first hour and a half or 2 hours being there, I seen 3 props destroyed. Wow. Over dumb stuff. I was just like, oh, I see what he's talking about. I had the tailgate down, watching right on the runway. I was like, okay, here we go.
Wow.
Like, I started becoming a sponge. I'm not laughing at the people that messed up, but I'm learning from, could you imagine leaving school, literally leaving school, 4 hours later, you're at a fly-in? There's no way. There's no way I was taken off. I couldn't do it. No. I left. I didn't even bring my wing. I left all of it at home so I could not be enticed any form, fashion to getting in the air.
Super smart idea, brother. Super smart.
That was the same way I was at Purdon's when it came to my one wheel. It arrived the day before I left for Purdon's, and I'm like, no, I'm leaving this.
That's better yet. leave your gear, remove your propeller, and take it with you and sell it for like a $200 profit. Because really the best place to sell props is at fly-in.
Well, after my first fly-in, I went to Northport here earlier in the year, and after that one, I learned, you know, I don't go to these fly-ins to fly. If I get to fly, great. But up there, that's one of the points of Michigan, so you got water on both sides. There's a convergence zone, and the winds picked up. No one had good cell phone signal up there, so we really couldn't keep track of the weather so much. And took off to flight, and I got a few miles downwind, turned back towards the airport, and I noticed, oh shit, I'm moving backwards. Fortunately, I had just released the bindings on my trimmers a few weeks before, so I trimmed out, lost some altitude, came back towards the airport because it was just kind of bumpy, and come to find out, all the guys that were experienced had already landed. They just went up and turned around and said, this air is trash. Well, when I was coming in, one of the guys who had, God, he's been doing it well over 20 years. And I would agree with his assessment. On my approach, I was getting about 60 degrees of oscillation in my wing coming out in front of me and behind me. I'm just keeping pressure on the brakes to keep it from coming out too far in front of me. But, man, after that, I said to myself, I'm not going to push it, you know.
I float here like that. It's not fun.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Go ahead, Brian.
What is EFD? We got
endless
Chris, my dog is choking, is arrived at EFD apparently.
Oh my.
Mitch, I'm telling you, if you go and do a SIV course, you will think everybody and anybody has got you to go do one. I'm telling you, did I show you any of the video I was over there? Like, my face was like instantly red because I was just waiting for the worst to happen. So before I even pulled the lines, I was like, hey! I hadn't even started pulling yet because I was just waiting for the bottom to drop out. It doesn't happen that way. It really, truly does not. It doesn't happen.
You're mentioning
post any videos yet, Shane?
Before you get gift wrapped.
Sean, I am having some editing issues. That's part of why my day is going so bad today. I literally have I think I lost everything today, and I'm probably 16 or 17 hours into trying to figure out how to upload video from Dave Purdon fly-in, and yeah, that's just a bad subject right now.
When you say you lost everything, you're talking about footage, not like your house and stuff, right?
No, I uploaded it all to my computer. It's on my computer, but I cannot get my computer to. Oh, what is it? I had to change it over to a H.265 whatever conversion. I did that. It still didn't work, but each video takes about an hour and a half to do. So I did 20 of them, and none of it works. So, and none of it's on my phone, so I can't even pay, Splice app $4 to make a video and upload it for the week. And yeah, it's just, I'm over it right now. I'm going to wait till I go to this Vail, North Carolina thing, and I will try to upload everything on my phone and go from there. I'm over the computer desktop thing.
Sorry to hear that, bro. That sucks.
But yeah, I'm anywhere between 16 to 18 hours, and I have nothing to show for it. And it hurts. Oh, it hurts.
That's right. I got video of you taking off, and I got that little video about with you on the monitor. So hey, yay.
Yep, none of that I can upload to the computer. It literally is on my computer. It will not open it up.
That sucks.
Hey, Skinny Chef Shane, I know you like to cook, so you'll be happy to know I'm bringing a smoker with me, brother.
Okay.
Smoker.
Is it, what kind of smoker you got?
That's a little propane smoker.
So if I brought a 12-pound brisket, we can smoke on it?
12 pound. That's a big brisket. But yeah, we can smoke on it.
Hey, we everything in Florida is big. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's Texas.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Texas.
I do have a question for Jack. You did say that you originally self-trained. Can you give us a little background on you self-training and what happened?
Yeah, sure. So I was going to, I think like Mitch was talking about, I was going to go to the school in Ypsilanti near me. And the money wasn't like they wanted a lot. I agree that, you know, they're kind of money hungry. But for what I was getting, I didn't think it was worth it. And so I went out and I bought some equipment and I bought a brand new Tornado. And then I ended up buying a Blackhawk Velocity Core wing, went out and kited for a couple months. Got fairly proficient for as far as self-training goes. And then I went out to the field one day. One of the guys from back where I live, he ended up coming with me, and you know, he was just there. But I tried to take off, ended up getting airborne, and I was so unfamiliar with, you know, I was having problems with pitch control. Brian was talking about pitch oscillations. That power is crazy. So I didn't know what to expect. I never, you know, did any ground simulation, anything like that. And so that's one of the reasons why I think getting training is really important, because they go through all of it with you. And I think one of the things I benefited most from training with was, you know, just having that confidence of knowing that they're not going to put me in the sky unless I'm ready. And then I had somebody in my ear telling me what to do every time. And, you know, it was a very foolish mistake trying to self-train on my own. You know, I wasted a ton of money and a ton of time and a ton of effort. And, you know, like the gentleman that was on in the beginning of the show, you know, I'm just glad it didn't deter me from, you know, getting in the sky, because starting off with a bad experience, it left a sour taste in my mouth, you know, all winter long. And, yeah, so I'm just glad I ended up getting airborne.
Can you walk us through that first solo that you tried to do and what happened?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, the first mistake was I wasn't wearing a helmet, and that contributed to me crashing because I was wearing a regular hat like this. And I had ear protection on. So I did a reverse launch, brought the wing up fine. There was probably 4, 5, 6 miles an hour of wind or something like that. It was definitely on the low side for reverse. But anyway, I got it up, hit throttle. And then all of a sudden, once that wind hit me, I didn't think about that. Once that wind hit me, my hat started to fly up like this, and I didn't want it to, you know, go in the net and go in the prop. So I kind of leaned my head back up against the net to try to like at least hold it in place. And then that was kind of knocking my ear guards off. And then about the flight was less than a minute. And then I was like, you know, the power was another big thing. So I was, you know, hitting the power and then letting off of it because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't want to, you know, the wing was starting to overshoot me when I let off power rapidly. So I had very shoddy throttle control at that point. And then there were some pretty large trees, probably 150, 200 feet tall. And I was going right over them. And this is probably about 45 seconds into takeoff. And I didn't have enough power to clear them, or I just about didn't have enough power to clear them. And my foot clipped one of the top of the trees. And thankfully that tree was so tall because my lines ended up getting tangled in the branches. And I ended up falling about maybe 7, 8 feet from the ground. And that's where I ended up. And then I was like horizontal and I had gas pouring out of the motor on the back of my head. And yeah, it was just a rough situation. I definitely launched too soon.
So for the people out there that are listening to this right now and they're thinking about self-training, obviously I know that you're going to say definitely don't do it, but go ahead and tell everybody out there that wants to self-train, you know, why they should not self-train and what should they actually do?
Well, frankly, I think that, you know, people have shown that it can be done. I'm not going to deny that, But for me, you know, if I could go back again, a couple of the reasons, like I'd save a ton of money. I would have way more confidence, you know, getting into the sky for the first time. It was, you know, I guess I intellectually knew that it was pretty safe, and, you know, so many people have done it because I've watched so many YouTube videos and, you know, read the PPG Bible and stuff like that. But I think for me, you know, just not worrying about trying to get into the air so quick and not worrying about the money as much. I think safety is way more important than that. And I think that it would just, for me, it would have been, I would have been a lot better off just taking my time. I can be kind of impulsive sometimes. And it was just a bad decision. I highly, you know, recommend against doing that. You know, although it can be done, it's, you know, if I would have done it right and gone and gotten training from, you know, a reputable school at the beginning, I probably would have saved a couple $1,000s, and I wouldn't have, you know, had to wait all winter, leaving that bad taste in my mouth. So the obstacles I was trying to avoid by self-training, I ended up just prolonging it another 8 or 9 months to get it done right, because I've tried to make an impulsive decision.
Thank you very much.
I would agree completely with Jack on that.
8 or 9 months and more money in the long run.
Yep.
That right there is that right there.
You have damage to your equipment?
Yeah.
I have the titanium frame, so there was not I damaged one of the quarter panels, like with the net, and then just a broken prop. But other than that, and then the glider I kind of rode off because I had to cut half the lines to get it out of the tree. So I ended up just getting a new glider. But yeah,
you got the Parajet Maverick frame.
No, I have the AC Tornado, Air Conception Tornado 280.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I did the same thing when I broke my prop. I had an accident. I tore out about a quarter of the netting, and I restitched it myself and put a new prop on. But I'll say this: the money that you don't invest in training, you're surely to invest in equipment damage, whether it's broken propellers, or just, other equipment problems that you would have that could have been avoided with a little bit of training.
Very well said.
One of the things that I think that I've learned most, because I fly almost exclusively alone, is that even after your training, flying with other people that have been doing this for a while is just as valuable, because there is so much to learn from other people that you just simply cannot learn by yourself.
Hear, hear.
I mean, you can get in the air and try to do those things that you think you want to do, but if there's nobody there to tell you, it's just a shot in the dark. Doesn't matter, how long you've been flying. Flying by yourself is not a good idea, period. But you certainly can't learn much by yourself.
No, I agree with you there. I'm lucky I get to fly here at the compound, and on any given weekend, you can have 8, 10 pilots, sometimes up to 20 pilots on almost every weekend that's flyable. And flying with all those guys and all their experience, just listening to them. I mean, half the time, if you don't say nothing, you learn a lot more. For me personally, I mean, to fly like you do a lot by yourself, I don't know. I don't think that'd be beneficial for me. I don't think it would be. I need to learn from other people, I guess.
You could totally learn from other people, man. Absolutely. But I think you also have to be careful of the peer pressure thing, because your friends are taking off under conditions. They're more experienced pilots than you are. They got a lot more hours under the belt than you do. They're familiar with these conditions. They may be comfortable taking off under these conditions, and you may not. So I've seen it both ways, where it's totally good to have somebody to push you a little bit, to push you out of your comfort zone from time to time, when it's safe to do new things, but not too much because you know, people get hurt too.
Oh yeah, but it's just a matter of maturity. I mean, you know, if you're an older guy, you're not going to be listening to hot dogs, you know.
Yeah. Right. So this new that fly-in that I went to in Ohio, I did a whole bunch of new first times. I did my first time midday flight. I actually did that with this other guy. What was his name? JP, I think it was. Yeah.
How'd you like that midday flight?
Oh, guess what? Oh my God. So my buddy Jason.
JP.
So I went to school with two other pilots, Chantel and this guy Josh. Well, Chantel, her boyfriend went in January. We were in October. So Jason and I have eventually. Jason was there for my very first solo. We've flown together a couple times. He's come to the fly-in here in Palm Bay. So he rode up with me and another guy. We rode up to Ohio, and none of us had done a midday flight, but the weather there was just absolutely spot on. So we took off, and you know, before that SIV course, let me tell you, I would not have gone. I would not have launched before that. I actually have video of me swinging, and my hands are, I'm hands free. I wasn't even worried. I was just like, before, I would have come down so quickly, I'd have landed out and walked on my gear back a mile without even hesitating, because I would not have been in the air. But I'm more of a, I don't want to say I'm cocky at it, but I am very confident at what my wing can and cannot do now, and it made me way better pilot. The one thing that I never thought I'd actually do that I did, another thing, there's no video of this, so it's all rumor, but I did my very first water foot drag.
What?
Congratulations.
Yeah. Now, I meant to only do one foot, but I kicked off with the other foot to get out of there.
Oh, no.
I was so scared. That was and I knew the water was only this deep. I'd actually walked across it. I literally walked this entire pond at the abandoned golf course there, and it was no more than this at the worst place. And I don't know what it was. As soon as my foot hit the water, I was like, yeah. And I threw my other foot down so you could see the little, and I just hit throttle and brake, and I was out of there. I was like, screw it. I did it. I don't care to ever do it again. I'm fine with it. I'll foot drag the ground all day long, no problem. That water,
man, it's like crack cocaine for a paramotor pilot, man. You know, foot dragging water, or you know, tapping off of the top of a bale of hay, just do.
Hey now, hey.
It's hard to resist.
Guys.
I played,
I don't know about.
But I'm just a young guy. Apparently, the older guys don't have this problem, and I'm glad to know I'm just a young guy.
I also did Above the Clouds finally.
That's beautiful.
You went what? Above the clouds? What?
Yeah, I finally went above the clouds, and actually I was doing like the Jaws thing. So my wing was above the clouds, and I was below them. It was pretty cool.
What? I've never seen that before. So like in clouds.
No, they weren't that thick. I mean, but from a distance, you could just see my wing, but you couldn't see me. But I could totally see everything. But from a distance, it looked like. But the two guys I went with, neither one of them had GoPros or running their phones. I was like, they're like, hey, did you get this? Did you get that? Yeah, I got it all. What'd you get of me? Oh, I don't have anything. I'm like, well.
We believe you.
That's something I don't do. I've never recorded a flight ever.
Mitch, you see my setup. I just have it on my chest, my chest cam, and that's it. I don't really worry about it too much.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, Shaney. I'm so proud of you.
After that, dude, one day and 5 toes, I have literally become. I don't.
A professional.
No, I don't. I don't want to say, because I don't want to come off cocky, because I'm not. I still get this little. I got that little weird
that
feeling.
One day is like 6 months of flying, all rolled up in one. That's really what it's like.
It was amazing, and I want to go back. I literally have texted certain people and said, "Hey, I need the video, and I'm ready to pay for classes, and I can't get a reply back." So,
you guys mind if I ask you a question about that real quick? The guys that have done the SIV, Sean and Shane,
sure.
And anybody else, is there a minimum amount of experience you would recommend for somebody to do that?
I would say you definitely need to be able to kite in winds, because Shane and we were kiting in winds waiting to be towed. So if you can keep that wing above your head while looking at other things, you're probably ready. What do you think, Shane?
I'm still recovering from a wrist injury. And that's not a joke. I really am. I'm pretty sure I broke the damn thing. It's still sore.
Go to the doctor, dude.
No, I seen a whole bunch of doctors today fixing my wife, and she's laying in bed. So I would say my only negative I would come out of the SIV, we got into some really high winds, stuff that I was not comfortable with, but I did put trust in the teachers there, and I'm not saying that they did anything wrong. I'm simply saying I don't think I do kite a lot, just not during the heat in Florida. I'm not going to sit out there in the sun and just roast. But as someone that's looking to go to SIV and the length of time of flying, I would just say if your kiting is minimal, not even minimal, if it's above minimal, and the winds aren't going to be that bad. The only problem that I had was as soon as you brought the wing up and you got to that 45-degree angle, like it just picked you up and just took you backwards. I don't know how to stop that. You know, your wing has to come up through that 45-degree angle, and then you brake it, hit the brakes and check it. I don't know if I was checking it early and it was causing me to go forward, or I don't know. But the SIV itself truly was an amazing experience. One, I'm glad I did it with you, Sean. I really am. But golly, dude, it was once you left there, I left there driving home, and I was telling my wife, I was like, I cannot believe how worried I was. Because I didn't learn any tricks. I literally didn't try to do any barrel rolls or wing overs. I simply did deflations. I did a 50% deflation on each side, a full frontals each side, and then even did in one of the videos, Sean, I did I'm doing a 50% deflation. I'm turning away from it, applying brake, and then I turn into it. And as I'm turning into it, you see me stow my brake, fix my GoPro that's on my knee, and then go back to holding the brake because I'm that comfortable. Meanwhile, my wing is 50% deflated. I was so much in my head that it was the end of the world as soon as that wing collapsed one way or the other. That thing still wants to fly, even at a full frontal.
Some of those guys, like I think Kevin Can Fly, part of his original paragliding training before he completed it was also an SIV course.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said something similar to that, to where he had to do some deflations and correct it. I'm not sure how much of a SIV course it was, but I think he went to a second. Did he do 3 or 2 SIV courses, Shane? Do you remember?
I can't remember. No.
He's done a lot. As far as like the minimum that you would have to do, I think the minimum to go to an SIV, I would definitely have your PPG 2 done. That would give you enough flying to understand what's going on.
What is PP2?
What's that?
What is that? Because I don't have any of that.
Your rating, you have PPG 1, PPG 2, PPG 3. So if you can do, if you are at a PPG2, you've been flying enough, if you can spot land from 500 feet up, cutting your motor, come down and spot land, that's pretty much what you're going to need to do when you're doing an SIV, because you're going to be way off and over in the lake, and then you're going to have to make sure that you come back around and you can spot land right, where we are, or right where you launched from. So you really need to be able to spot land, be really good at your wing as far as kiting it. And up in the air, I'd say, you can just be a pilot that takes off, flies around, and lands. But if you can spot land and you can kite your wing, I think that you'll be okay going to an SIV. You don't need to already know how to do wing overs or anything like that. If you can do a mild S turn and you can spot land from 500 feet and you can kite your wing, you can do reverses, you can do forward inflations, I think that you're okay. What do you think, Shane?
I can't spot land to save my life.
But you spot landed over there. I mean, you came in. Yeah, you did really well.
Yeah, I took off, and as soon as I disconnected from the boat, I was like, "Oh, you're in it to win it now, dude." That was the first thought that came to my mind. I was like, because I've never ever told a story about how good I am or am not. I cannot spot land. The videos I show for this flying that I did, I made myself, every time I came up short, I made myself run with the wing above my head and the motor on my back until I got to my campsite. Because, well, I'm just trying to, I can't spot land. I don't know what it is. It's my nemesis, if you will. But
so what's spot landing? What is that?
You pick a spot on the ground and you land on it. I need the area code.
Like focus in on a certain area or whatever, and you're just like, okay, I'm going to land there, and then
you take your wing bag.
Yeah, sometimes people just throw their wing bag out and they're saying, all right, when I come back in, I'm going to cut my motor at 500 feet, and I'm going to try to land as close as I can to that wing bag. It's good because you know that you're shooting for that. So if you land before it or land after it, you can start understanding altitude. When you first start, you don't understand altitude at all. I mean, you think you understand altitude until you go up there and you're like, well, how high am I? Unless you have an altimeter on your wrist, you have no idea. And your glide slope, you have no idea. So when you're coming in, you think, oh, I'm going to land right there. But as you're gliding, you continue to see that, you are going to glide way past what you thought you're going to, hit. So then there's ways of actually being able to slow down. So you pull brake and you slow down. And as you slow down, you actually do some airspeed. I mean, you actually reduce your airspeed. And then you let up and then you surge forward and you come down at a little bit more speed. And then you can double check your altitude and you can slow down again, or you can go faster by keeping your hands up. There's different ways of hitting that spot landing. And that's one of the things I have to do to get my PPG3 rating, because I'm going to go for the instructor rating. And I'm going to go for a tandem and trike and all that stuff, because I would like to be able to teach in the future.
So, Sean, to answer his question, me personally, I think within the first year, you should be going to go and do your SIV. I had probably 45, 46, 47 hours, something like that, on my paramotor. I wish I'd kind of gone a little sooner. I overthought it really, and it's really not that bad. I learned so much, and I would like to go back. I still have money set aside that my wife is like, hey, what's this money for? And it's not for you. Leave it alone, woman.
The first one I went to, I think it was 6 months into flying, and I enjoyed it. It was scary as hell because I never even let out the trimmers until like a month before I planned to go into the SIV course. So I didn't even use my tip steering, didn't even use my trimmers. And I was barely doing S turns thinking I was doing wing overs. No. So when I went to the SIV course and I really pulled down and saw what this wing could do, I knew that I didn't do nothing. When I was thinking of baby wing overs, It was nothing. It was just mild S turns compared to what wing overs are. And then the second time that I went, I probably had about 100 hours of flying, 75 to 100 hours of flying for my first SIV. And I was the takeoff, fly around, have a good time, and come in for a landing guy. Did the SIV. After that, I put on another almost 100 hours between that one and my next one because I had so much more confidence. So then I started using tip steering, wing overs, stalls, big ears, all that fun stuff. And I feel even more confident now. And I probably put on another 50 hours on this wing. I hear dogs.
Hold on.
I hear dogs.
Linda.
But it really depends on who you are and what you want to do. How many hours do you actually have, kiting and flying? I fly every morning and every night that I can. An hour and a half or so in the morning, 2 to 3 hours in the afternoon after work. So every morning and afternoon of work, Monday through Friday, I'm flying. Weekends, I'm flying almost all day long. Early in the morning for sunrise, midday flights, and evening flights. I mean, I'm putting on 25, 30 hours a week at one point during the summertime. I was doing 100-hour maintenance on mine every 6 weeks because I was flying so much. So it depends on how much you're flying. Most pilots, fly 30 hours a year? So if you're just a 30-hour a year guy or person, maybe after your first year, going out for an SIV would be all right.
Great. Yeah, thanks a lot for the tips.
I think we just went off on some serious random.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I got to get out of here, guys. I got to get up early for work tomorrow. So
if you work next Monday, just
yeah.
I don't hear about that stuff.
Mitch, I'll see you in South Carolina.
Yeah. Or
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Are you guys gonna be here next Monday?
What's in North Carolina?
Fly it if you got it.
Wait, this is Prime Michigan.
It's a week long. It's the 28th to the 4th. I'll be there the 26th.
Yeah, go blue, baby.
I see that, Jack. I see that, Linda.
My fly-in money's all spent this year. I gotta start
on dog food.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I have no money for fly-ins either.
You are, doggy.
About 15 pounds a week.
You're sending Linda flowers all the time, I'm sure. That costs a lot of money.
Yeah, that too.
Well, thanks for joining us, and thank you for telling us about your video and letting us show it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye, Mitch.
Bye, Mitchie.
See ya.
Right.
Well, Jack, was there anything else that you wanted to talk to us about or ask us any more questions? I don't want to just...
Yeah, well, I thought of one more thing I'll add about why you should get training.
Okay.
I went down there. I knew it'd be exciting, but I never realized how much fun I would have. It was honestly probably the best, 10, 12 days of my life. Like the friendships that I made down there. I met guys like Ripa, Rick Davies.
Oh, the Ripa,
yeah. Just a bunch of people. Todd Falstad, it was just, it was an amazing time. And then getting to witness, guys like Kyle Mooney fly and, Justin Fox. I mean, Kyle Mooney can do stuff that almost nobody else in the country can do from what I can hear. It was just such an amazing experience. And I couldn't recommend enough getting training.
Good for you. That's awesome. They got some big names out there. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
When I went to training, I was pretty lucky.
Hollywood out there, man. We got all of it going on. Yeah.
When I went to training, I was pretty lucky. I kind of had Kyle O to myself most of the time because I was out there in the winter time and not a lot of people there.
So you trained with Kyle?
Yeah.
How'd you like his school?
It was perfect for me.
Awesome. Heard nothing but awesome things about Kyle and his school.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's real individualist, because if you want, he'll give you all the information that you need about everything, and you can take away from that whatever you want. But as far as techniques and flying and all that stuff, I mean, there's nothing he doesn't know, and he is more than happy to spend all the time that it takes. It's almost, I mean, it's individual training. That's how he does it.
That's awesome.
But the important thing that I learned from Kyle, and it's turned out to be true, that you got to be real careful about becoming overconfident.
Yep.
And when I hear folks talking about the SIV, and I have not been to one, but I fly an SIV almost every time I take off. I fly from a terrible area. You were talking about 50% collapses. I get them regularly on takeoff, okay?
I think you said that last time that you were on here, yeah.
Yeah. And so I've actually had some pretty strange things happen, and I don't know if just because I'm unlucky, but at any rate, some of these things are my own fault. For instance, I just put a new prop on because I know not to take off after the helicopter, but I did it anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so, and you get away with it about 3 times out of 4, but the 4th time you don't.
What happened on that 4th time?
Just
got expensive.
Oh, yeah, I got expensive. I got about 6 feet off the air and just flat dropped. I mean, just
oh my goodness,
not a glide in, just a drop, But what I was going to say is when I was training with Kyle, I was out there with him by myself one day, and the weather was terrible. And I went up, and it was only, I don't know, 3rd or 4th flight, something like that. And I went up, and it was, my ass was above my head half the time. And I had decided that I was not going to give in. I was just flying laps with Kyle in my ear. And about the 9th time around, I said, because it kept getting worse, I said, well, I've had enough. I'm going to give. I'm coming down. And just as I decided I was going to do that, Kyle said, it's getting way too bumpy up there. You better bring it in. So I didn't have to admit defeat. But when I got on the ground, I realized Kyle knew what I was flying in. Okay. I was new. I didn't know. I wasn't in any danger with the wing I had and all that stuff, but I didn't know that. And, but he did. And it was kind of nice to have somebody watching you, and he does that for everybody,
What kind of wing do you have?
I fly a Universal 1.1.
Does that normally take collapses like you fly in? I mean, does it normally, is this a wing that normally collapses, or it's pretty solid?
No, it's a solid wing.
So when you take collapses,
where I fly from is just Rotor City. There are several pilots here in this town that are very, very good pilots, and they won't fly out of there. And but it's right here by the house, and I use it a lot. I say they won't. If it's nil wind, they will. But it's just one of those situations where if there's a 4-mile-an-hour wind, you've got bad rotor.
Gotcha.
And
we got some places like that over here, like over at Pinnacle Mountain and another place over at Two Rivers. Those are the places that if you can fly in rotor, it's a great place to, it's a great LZ, but if you're brand new, you don't want to, you'll just be tossed around and never want to fly again.
And they've posted that on our local, stuff that we have here. New pilots should not use this airport that I use. But back to your point about Pinnacle Mountain, this is Huntsville, Alabama, and people don't think of it as being mountainous here, but it is. And because we're right at the tail end of the Appalachians. And when you get in the air, it's mountains everywhere. And if you want to get adventurous, all you got to do is tuck yourself close to one of them, and you'll go for a completely different ride than you will if you're staying clear of them. And you get a lot of practice flying between mountains. I mean, it's varied every day. It's a new adventure. But
John, does Kylo offer any advanced training after class?
No, not that I. No, he doesn't. He just.
I was just curious. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Kyle. When you go to school at Kyle's, I don't know if any of you have flown over at Kyle's.
Not yet, but I want to.
Well, here's the thing about it. If it's a good flying day, expect cars lined up everywhere, okay? Because he has students come back from all over the country every day. So he'll have 3 or maybe 4 students out there on the field learning how to fly. There might be 20 people out there flying that are Kylo, students, past students that are just out there playing and helping and, the whole show. And it's always like that. It is a circus at Kyle's. It is a blast. You talk about fly-ins. Kyle has a fly-in every day.
Because they love Kyle. They do. He's a very personable person. And, he's been on Robert's shows, several times. And anytime he comes on there, it's just like everybody just gravitates to him. So I can see why. Yeah.
He was actually on our show, one of the first people in the first one of the first 10 episodes of our show. Yeah.
Right.
He is a very unique human being.
Yeah, we love him.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's 9:30. We're going to continue after this, but we're going to go ahead and shut down the live stream. But anybody that's on here, we're going to continue to chat. But we want to say thank you very much to everybody that was on here. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you listening in. If you want to listen to us, you can always go to www.paratalk.org. If you want to watch our cute mugs, which is what you're watching right now on Zoom and YouTube, you just go to clearproptv.com. Now, Linda, tell us a little bit about Robert Michaels and his show.
Well, tomorrow night, he's going to be a guest on Paramotor Nation. I'm super excited about that. And Robert Michaels is paraglidingtalk.com on Thursday night. So Mr. Jack Wallace, you got to come hang with us. It's an awesome show. Mama knows. That's my thing. Mama knows. And it's going to be so much fun.
I haven't seen any pom-poms.
She was here. She was pom-pomming this morning or at the beginning of the show.
I was late. I was taking care of my wife.
Okay, this is for you, Shani. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Shani!
Yeah.
So
this is my old school pom-poms when I back when you could actually go to a football game, Remember way back when?
Way back before this year.
The Cardinals. Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals kind of thing.
I just saw a meme for a Back to the Future meme. It said, Marty, please never go to year 2020.
Oh, I know.
Right?
That's cute.
Hey, anybody in the chat going to North Carolina, Vail, North Carolina for the flight if you got it?
How many people are watching?
I only see like 2 people.
We have 5 people that are on here. How many people are actually watching?
Jack, John, you guys going to the...
No, I'm not going. I'm still moving.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's that's going to be, I'm going Saturday. I'll be there probably around noon Saturday. And we won't be leaving until the following Sunday. So...
Well, I'm guessing that's mountain flying you're about to do.
I don't know. I did the foothills of Ohio, right there on the Ohio River in Kentucky. I don't know. I'm from Florida, so anything over an anthill is a mountain to me. But they were calling them foothills. They were 500 feet or better.
You're only 60 miles from Asheville, North Carolina, right at the top of the mountains there.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I had so much fun in Ohio. It was so beautiful. I can't wait. I love flying the beach. I love seeing sharks, sea turtles, manta rays, whatever. But dude, that mountain flying was just It's a whole different sight.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna kill the our online stream. So thank you very much for watching, guys. We appreciate it. You guys here don't go nowhere. We're gonna continue. We're just gonna kill the live stream. So y'all, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll catch you next week on paratalk.org or clearproptv.com. Catch you later. Peace.
P.V. That's right.
All right. That was so awesome.
Yeah. How do you keep track of all that stuff, PPG, Grandpa?
Thank God we just have two .coms.
You got this, you got the chat, you got this, you got that, you got that, yeah.
That's why from now on Brian's going to be the chat guy.
Oh yeah. No, that's a good idea.
I try keeping up. I try keeping up with the chat. Sometimes I get distracted or whatever, but yeah, Brian seems to do pretty well with that.
Yeah, he likes to do that. So
I mean, everybody has to have something, Shane is our comic relief, so I mean, we can't have him do anything other than do that.
Clearly, I'm comic relief. Have you seen me fly? Oh.
Right, I'm the cheerleader. There you go.
You are.
Yeah. And then
I have a saying.
The tech guy.
My dogs kill the show sometimes.
I have a saying: if you can't make fun of yourself, you can't make fun of others. So I make fun of myself all the time.
Oh, hey, you stop laughing at yourself, then you might as well just forget about everything. That's how I look at it. So.
Exactly.
I flew over at Mount Ida, Arkansas, a few months back. That's some pretty flying over there.
Haven't flown over that way yet.
Yeah,
I'd like to hit Colorado. That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh.
I got two sons out there.
So how'd you fly over here in Arkansas?
My daughter lives out there.
Oh, whereabouts? In Mount Ida?
Mount Ida, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you ever get out this way and you want to fly around Pinnacle or Conway or Little Rock, just let me know. I know a lot of LZs.
Yeah. My mother-in-law out there has a farm, and they got some huge fields out there, but they are way out in the sticks. I'm talking about 3 miles on a road you need a 4-wheel drive for. But it was pretty out there. And I caused a ruckus too, because there was a lot of people live out there that you can't see their houses. They're under the trees. But apparently I started a Facebook controversy of some UFO flying around out there. She sent me a thing to look, and I mean, that like 4 pages of, did you see that thing flying in the sky?
That is so funny.
John Way, you're going to hold that out, but you're going to hold that story until now? That's hilarious.
I'll look it up and send it sometime so we can look at it. It's pretty funny. They have pictures hilarious. Of me. Everybody snapping pictures and posting them. What is that thing?
That was the other thing. In that flying in Ohio, I mean, these people came from nowhere. There was no cars other than the people that were there to do the flying. All of a sudden there were cars parked everywhere just watching all the pilots, and we would fly. I think we flew over 12 or 13 miles away from where we took off, and just had people standing on their porches just waving. They couldn't get enough of us. I actually had I had a strange noise during one of my flights come from my motor, so I landed in these people's front yard, who thought that was the greatest thing that ever happened to them. I think there was a family reunion, and all 25 people came out with their cameras on or their phones on. Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Everything's fine. I just had a strange noise. Come to find out, my pull string didn't go all the way back, and it was sitting on my shoulder. As I rotated, it pulled the pull start just enough to get the dog ears to come out.
And the teeth were grinding.
Yeah.
It went, and I was like, what was that? So I killed the motor. I swooped in, went over to power lines, dropped in. It was either go over to power lines, which I knew I had the altitude, or land in the cow pasture. And I'd rather take the over to power lines and into the field. or the people's front yard. And I figured out what it was and set up and launched from their front yard, and they could not get enough of that.
That's so cool. You know, I never knew about that. Do you have it on film?
Yep, everything's on film. I just can't upload it because I don't know how.
Film. See how old we are? We say film.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. It's not film. It's video.
I know.
Oh my
I
God.
say like record.
Sean, I have it on video. I just don't know how to upload it to whatever.
Well, talk to JP. He knows all that stuff.
Yeah, I need.
Nobody can do it. Sounds like it's corrupted.
No, it's not corrupted. So it needs to be converted to a H.256, which I did, and it still does not want to accept it.
Why do you need to convert it? What was it? What was it originally?
Whatever iPhone is, whatever the format for iPhone is. So I'm using, hold on real quick. It's Filma 9 or something. What is it called? Hold on.
What were you trying to upload to?
That's what it's called. Wondershare Filmora 9. It's a new thing that my IT buddy that doesn't have time for me, but I spent 5 days cooking and cleaning for him, but he don't have any time to help me out with this computer thing.
I mean, first of all, Shane, I don't understand. If it was on your phone, should be able to upload it from your phone directly to YouTube.
No, I have to
I do
edit
that all
it.
the time.
Hold on. I have to edit it and everything. I have
On
hours.
iMovie? Oh, you're talking about hours worth of footage, I see.
All right. So I uploaded everything to the laptop or to the desktop
Mac?
to save space. No, no, it's a Dell. It's a Windows. Yes, Windows.
Okay.
So once I uploaded, then Brian came over and he's like, "Oh, here we've got this new editing software."